cream filling. Now that's the stuff. Hostess.
Now, when you buy the Sega Genesis that comes with Sonic 1, you'll get Sonic 2 absolutely free. Sonic 2 handles stubborn stains, embarrassing bald spots, no problem. It even slices and dices, makes thousands of julienne fries. But wait, you can play it too. This free Sonic 2 is a $54.99 value. You get 2 Sonics for the price of 1. Sonic 2 fits easily into any tackle box. Made from a space-age polymer plastic for years of family fun. And pets love it too. Buy the Sega Genesis that comes with Sonic 1 and get Sonic 2 free.
Act now. Wiener Dog Sweater sold separately.
I don't want to grow up, don't want to grow up. I don't want to grow up, don't want to grow up. I don't want to grow up. I'm a Toys R Us kid. There's a million toys at Toys R Us that I can play with. From bikes to trains to video games, it's the biggest toy store there is.
Pick up the Mattel coupon sheet and save up to $33 on great toys like Barbie's Magical Motor Home or Hot Wheels Bruno the Bad Dog. Get it today only at Toys R Us.
I want to be a Toys R Us kid. Open sesame.
Hey, Joe, we're down to the last Butterfinger.
Ah!
The last Butterfinger! Aha!
Hey! Simpson going deep.
Get a crispity, crunchity, peanut buttery burst in every bite of Butterfinger.
Nobody better lay a finger on my Butterfinger.
Some of you believe your system is the most advanced in the universe. Let's review the numbers. Sega Genesis is 16 bits. 3DO is 32 bits. The Atari Jaguar is 64 bits. Which is more advanced? Clifford! 16 and 32 are less than 64. So with 64 bits, 3D graphics, real-world animation, and lightning speed that you can only get with Jaguar, which is more advanced? Clifford!
Can you repeat the question?
Jaguar! Jaguar! Jaguar!
Okay, how to be a cool superhero. First things first, you gotta have a cool car. You ain't got no money, so that's not happening. Second, you gotta have a cool costume. We'll have to work on that. Alright, then you also have to be able to solve really complicated cases and solve crimes and kick cloud ass.
Kind of like stopping that lady over there from being robbed?
Are you fucking serious? That dude's got a gun, okay? Let the real cops handle that. We only go after people like the Joker and Penguin and Poison Ivy and occasionally Catwoman, depending on what kind of mood she is that time of the month, okay? We don't deal with that kind of stuff.
You're scared of guns, aren't you?
Fucking terrified. Nope, Batman don't do guns.
Welcome to Midnight's Edge After Dark. I am Tom Connors. With me, as always, is Script Doctor. How you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing great. Doing great. Hopefully the rest of our crew gets here soon. That'd be nice.
Yeah.
I think everybody forgot we had a show tonight. No, I know Mexican Iron Man's running a little late. I thought Jesse would be here. I don't know what he's up to, but yeah. Yeah, so
probably
what's
70s
new?
Bush related.
Sure it is. I'm sure it is. And yeah, that didn't take long to get to that joke. Anyhow, how are you doing, Script Doctor? What's new?
Oh, just been doing lots of writing. But it's done also a little bit of research. And yes, I did take a break and I saw Black Widow. Not impressed. Not impressed with that film. It's crazy because for an industry that has a lot of rumors about human trafficking, they never seem to represent it accurately on film.
Yeah.
Like they don't put valuable cargo in freight containers and put them on a 6 to 8 week voyage across the Pacific. They don't. They use planes.
No, they put them in Wayfair cabinets and deliver them right to your house.
Well, that's if you're going from overseas to the U.S. If it's going the other way around, they usually are a bit more expedient.
Yeah, I would figure they'd use a courier service.
And welcome, Jesse.
Actually,
Speaking of courier services,
they use fishing boats and then freighters. It's actually really creepy and clever. And they don't use them in huge masses.
You know, that reminds me of how the Irish Republican Army used to move weapons. No one ever knew how they got them. They were taking small fishing boats all the way down to the middle damn east.
Yep.
Along the coast to get their guns. That's where they're coming from. Same thing. You go low, you go under the radar. They think you're somebody doing something normal, but you're just not. Terrible situation.
You go out fishing, you meet a bigger boat, you drop off your 5-6 people, you come back, you do it again and again, and then they...
Look, be very wary of fishing boats with no fishing poles.
Or nets.
Yeah. No shit.
See right there.
Stephen Otten sends in $5, says, hello, everyone. Can't join you tonight. Have fun. Be good to those around you. Keep your family close. You'll regret it when they're gone. That is so true.
Mine's all gone, so that hits
and
home.
that
I
70s Bush.
Yes.
We already have had a 70s Bush joke before you got here, just so you know. Glinzer says, rip Paul Orndorff. Check out a video called Mr. Wonderful, Paul Orndorff at the gym for Retro Laugh. All right, let's see what that is. Mr. Wonderful. It'll probably get us a copyright claim, but hey.
From the WWE, yes, it will. Especially if it's WWF back in the day.
Okay,
yes.
I'm not going to play this one.
Yeah, that actually the Macho Man cream of the the cream always rises to the top of the World Wrestling Federation. That got my stream banned worldwide.
And then, so yeah, do yourselves a favor, and I'll do it after the show, and I'll check it out. Thank you for the recommendation. And Goddess of Whim feels like Jesse. We've already agreed in the chat. No Black Widow talk.
Yeah, I texted Tom before the show, and I was like, look, I really think we should avoid talking about Black Widow because that's all anyone is talking about, and the audience is going to be fucking over it.
Well, and the only other news, if you saw the title, I'm like, I really don't have much to say about it. Like, who gives a fuck about the Emmys? Like, they're the most woke they've ever been. Good for them.
You know, ever since I was a little kid, Tom, my mother always hated celebrities, especially actors. You know why? Because she met a bunch of celebrities when she was younger. She was hanging out down in the village, meeting bands and shit. Some of them were assholes, some were cool. But award shows, she always made fun of because she was like, look at these self-important assholes just patting themselves on the back and giving themselves awards for playing. Like, none of these people have a job.
Even at jobs, they do the same thing. They have their own awards.
Well, yeah, right. What normal job has awards?
Sears had them back in the day.
Best supporting clerk?
Yep, absolutely. Seriously, it's any telecommunications service has them as well. A lot of retail chains.
I've never worked a real job that had awards. We were too busy working.
Oddly enough, UPS has them. I don't know about FedEx or DHL or any of those other couriers, but UPS has them. It's really Blockbuster Video had them as well. Oh man, I remember hearing all those crazy stories. Yeah.
See, Blockbuster Video could be a cutesy little thing because it makes sense, but it's so fucking pretentious to give yourselves awards. Look, someone from the outside isn't giving you the award. You're giving yourselves the award. That's the fucking pretentious part that these people in Hollywood just don't fucking get, no matter how much, because they want that little shot of self-esteem that they don't really have by getting that stupid little award that somebody else that got paid to give them that award gave them. Not to mention that it's all done on a literal popularity contest based on who's what's in what clique because they send all these things out to Screen Actors Guild people to vote on. I don't like any of it. It's all a bunch of bullshit. Shove that awards up your ace.
Well, it's one extra marketing wing to sort of justify like financing for other projects. It's really just nothing. It's nothing of actual merit, as some like to propagate.
Did 2001 and Space Odyssey win any awards?
Special effects, I believe.
Well, that's good at least. Did The Thing win special effects?
Makeup, I think.
Well, that's hopeful.
Because a lot of those like prop effects were like freaking amazing. They still hold up.
We got Steve Martin in the chat who sends a super sticker. It's a pair giving a thumbs up. Thank you so much for that.
I love doing the jerk.
I did. Yeah,
that's Martin, not Marvin.
It doesn't matter.
Oh, Steve Marvin.
I didn't even see that.
Werewolf, the Emmys are still a thing? Yeah, I guess, evidently.
Emmys, Golden
right?
Globes.
Who knew they still existed?
Now let me ask you a question. If everybody cancels their cable, no show, right?
Well, I mean, streaming. Emmys kind of are adopting streaming as well. So yeah, there's.
Then
they're always going to find a way.
The Emmys find a way.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Fire's very tenacious.
Yeah, and Goddess of Women's right. Don Cheadle got nominated for, I believe it was 98 seconds.
Was it when he was Captain Planet?
On Funny or Die? That was years ago.
Yeah, but that was the best thing he's ever done. He tortured poor Mai Tai. He turned the monkey into a bonsai tree.
Yeah. Oddly enough, Cobra Kai was nominated for Best Comedy. I don't know. All the headlines are the most diverse fucking Emmys of all time, all this other bullshit. If that's really what you're going for, good for you. I guess.
What's Cobra Kai actually? Action drama? Drama.
It's technically a comedy with drama. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's.
Yeah, but
Johnny Lawrence is the fish out of water.
Like, yeah, he's out of water. He's fucking hilarious. But like when they're wrecking Danny's house, that's not very funny. That looked expensive.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
I mean, it is.
Like, I don't even want to know how much that guy's house costs in that movie. Like in real life, probably about $3 or $4 million.
Yeah, that's like a $2.3 million home.
I mean, when the show first started out with the tone and how it's shot like a one-camera comedy or however you call it. Mm-hmm. But like,
yeah, but that was
the show really did take a tonal turn. Yeah, go ahead.
Right in the beginning, Johnny was very one-dimensional, and you only got to know him as he peeled layers off the onion, as he admitted things about himself to himself. I just really like Cobra Kai.
No,
some of it's super fucking cheesy. Okay?
Oh yeah,
like kids don't have karate school rivalries like that. I know a kid who takes karate and he's really freaking good at it, and he's like, "Yeah, it's silly. We make fun of it." But whatever, it's a show.
Well, these are LA kids, right? So
yeah, they gotta have drama. I'm just surprised they're not dancing at each other like the Sharks and the Jets.
Actually, I'm pretty sure there is probably like that in San Francisco.
Yep, until one of them slips on shit and lands on a needle. I didn't say it was funny. It was just realistic. It's really happened.
Yeah. No, I mean, San Francisco's got a new ad campaign to try and get people to move back to their. It's like
move back, right? It's free.
Oh God, so many things they'd have to change in order to get people to move over there.
Yeah,
so many things.
Like the government.
Yeah. Mr. Tickle Trunk sent us a pooper sticker. Thank you so very much. Christy would be proud. Fat Steven Seagal's in the house. Says, I rolled up a newspaper to hit a Black Widow. I was then removed from the funeral. Hi, Script, Jesse, and F you, Tom. Give me $500. You're not getting it. Not today.
It's just like Sean Connery said, 1,000 no's and 1 yes.
And one of our guests is here to join us tonight, the one, the only Valiant Renegade. How are you?
Hey, buddy, how you doing?
Hang on a second. Let me get this cut off. I got the YouTube stream still running.
Oh
no, I forgot. I still have the audio running over there.
The way you looked at Jesse, I was just like, what'd Jesse do now?
There we go.
No, I was being legitimate all day. I was just working.
Okay, good. It's like, what'd you do to Valiant Renegade I didn't know about?
I've never been to New Orleans yet. But if I do, we're taking the Uber.
Definitely take Uber. If you come down to New Orleans, it's one of those places that all of us have been here for a long time, that have grown up at. We always say it's a great place to visit.
Can I ask you a question, Rogue? I know it's not about this is not about movies or anything like that. This is a New Orleans question. Do you know where that the brothel is that one day out from the gates there was just blood pouring, and then when they went in, everyone was massacred? It was a whorehouse that operated in women and even children, but it was owned by some Indian guy that came over from India, and he was operating it. But the big rumor is that a pirate crew went in for a good time, and they were basically told no, and they killed everybody.
Oh,
I've always wanted to see
a while
this place.
Back then.
This was like 200 years ago.
That's a good question. I honestly,
it's a creepy fucking story, man.
No, I can't think of. I'm trying to remember my history. That's not ringing a bell. However, that being said, Jesse, it would not at all surprise me. I mean, New Orleans is one of the United States' oldest established cities. It's it's about 300 years old. So it would stand to reason. I mean, it's been ruled by the Spanish, the French, and then over to the U.S. In the Louisiana Purchase under the Napoleonic Code. In fact, it's the only state. It's always kind of funny when you see these advertisements, and I tell clients this all the time, my financial planning clients. I'm like, you can't use LegalZoom, because LegalZoom even tells you that this is good in 49 states except Louisiana, because we still run under old Napoleonic Code. So I mean, all those kind of stories, they're out there. None of them surprise me.
See, the other thing that's hard with that is because, like you were saying, the French and then the Spanish and then America, but because of the Great Fire in New Orleans, like what was it, 3/4 of the city burned down, and they had to replace all the French architecture with Spanish architecture. So the culture changed. Most of the city changed. The building that I'm talking about might not even be there anymore.
Well, that's true. I mean, the oldest building still in the French Quarter, to my knowledge, is still an active bar called Pirates Alley, and it's kind of world famous. I mean, if you know anything about New Orleans, one of the first things you find out about the French Quarter, you learn about Pirates Alley. That building has been there.
I can't go there. I'll just move there. The things you wish you didn't learn.
I know. I come in the stream, and then by no fault of my own, Jesse just
talking about
steers us
fucking
off course.
pirates raping and pillaging.
I know. Like I was coming in about to say, where's Billy Zabka's Emmy nomination?
Right?
Fuck that.
He got killed by a pirate.
I mean, look. I saw the Emmy nominations this morning, and obviously I was. Look, The Mandalorian takes home 24 nominations. Obviously, pretty much everybody on the show except Gina Carano gets nominated for an Emmy. No surprise. But I, when they got to Cobra Kai and I started looking at that, I'm like, this is one of those shows that, and I think everybody on this panel has discussed this show at one point or another, and all has come to the same conclusion that this show has no business being as good as it is. It's so crazy. And
because some of it is so corny and cheesy, but it's good anyway.
And you're waiting for it to constantly go off the rails.
Yeah.
It's good, corny, and cheesy. And this is what's so magical about the writing of this show, is that they have embraced the corny, cheesy nature of the original films. And not that they were all corny, cheesy, don't get me wrong. They were very lovable. I'm telling you right now. They were
more realistic, though. It's like real life. You're not always that cool.
I still watch Karate Kid 1 and 2 probably at least half a dozen times a year, and
they're really good movies.
Yeah,
the first couple of them are really damn good.
Yeah, and you were talking about Los Angeles and California and karate competitions and all this kind of stuff, and I've got some brother dojos out there in California, in San Francisco, in Northern California, and in Los Angeles. And yeah, that's always kind of one of the jokes is that, like when we have our competitions, our intramural competitions within our organization, our Shotokan organization, of course, the whole Mr. Miyagi and the crane kick, it's been a long running joke because the guy that runs our organization he'll be 86 this year. He was one of the very first, actually the very first real Japanese Shotokan karate sensei that came over from Japan. And he's now here. He's been here for 50 years in New Orleans. And, that's always been a long-running gag. So, we all love watching Cobra Kai. And, we all love the Karate Kid. But, yeah, I mean, the show, everybody seems to universally love the writing. And, yeah, they have to inflect, some writer's artistic license into this show to kind of give you that dynamic of, these warring dojos. But, yeah, in reality, does that really exist? There's probably some isolated incidents.
Probably not in the last 60 years.
No. I mean, even the competitive
dojos.
Yeah, I mean, look, all of the other organizations that we know that we interact with, we're all very friendly. So but it's kind of funny,
Yeah, because when you go into the martial arts, when you go into the martial arts training, they kind of teach you self-discipline and respect and all that. So it kind of kills being a douchebag off the bat.
That's the old Japanese Okinawan style. You don't disrespect anybody else. So anyway,
especially Mr. Miyagi, because he'll kick the shit out of all three of you.
And
I've seen it in Cobra Kai.
Mexican Iron Man. How you doing, Mike?
In part
Speaking
3.
of other Shotokan guys, here's Mike.
Hi. Sorry I'm late. I got
no worries.
Running.
Oh, we're losing him.
Did he just cut out?
I think so.
Uh-oh.
We lost you, Mike. So the Valiant Renegade goes off screen. Everything's weird.
Everything
one of the kids rolling behind him.
Oh, there we just lost him. He's back. He'll be back.
Yeah. But no, I was, kind of back to the topic at hand. I'm sorry for deviating, but Billy Zabka, this guy deserved a nomination at least. I mean, he has done, he's so good in this. And look, I grew up being a Daniel LaRusso fan, but if I had to pick between Ralph Macchio and Billy Zabka, there's no question that Zabka has just knocked it out of the park in this show.
Dude, Danielson is weak on the new show. I'm sorry. He got
Ralph
soft.
Macchio,
Well, he's lost his ways. That's part of the part of the arc.
Yeah,
it is. Yeah,
from the character standpoint. Yeah,
he was never hard, but he was clever and quick.
Well, that's not totally true. He was a little fucking pissant to begin with.
Yeah, but when he met the girl, what was it? What's the girl's name?
Allie.
Yeah, Allie.
Elizabeth
when he meets her. And the mother asks, "Is she better than the other girl that you used to date?" He's like, "Yeah, she's beautiful.
Judy.
I think she's beautiful." And he goes through that whole thing. She already walked away. He's just talking to himself. I always love that scene because it showed, it shows how real of a character he is, and he's clever. But now he just seems like,
he's stiff.
He's stiff. It's like he had the good life.
Stiff.
He had the good life. He had the hot wife. He's banged out. He's got nothing to win. That's his problem. He's got nothing to win.
Yeah.
That's why he needs this.
I don't find and script maybe. I mean, obviously, I want your opinion on this as well. My take has been that Macchio's performance in the show, it's good. It's fun, and because I think everybody around him, the whole story and everything is so good, it kind of glosses over it. But I just find Ralph Macchio's performance in the show to be a little bit more, I guess, stiff, maybe a little mechanical.
He's Zabka, like white bread dad now.
Yeah, Zabka, on the other hand, is just, he's like in the zone every episode. Mm-hmm. He is Johnny. And it's just he's just fun. He's just fun to watch.
Remember when the kids went outside to say something to him and he was taking a piss outside the dojo? And they were like, "Yeah, he was drunk, but he's always drinking. I didn't think it was a problem."
Yeah, I mean, I've been wanting to see that same kind of moment from the original Karate Kid, you know, where, and I still to this day, and you, like Tom, you know, with certain movies, I'm not afraid to admit I will still cry at certain scenes as a man. That
shit happens.
Yeah, that
I'll
scene.
fucking cry.
Oh yeah, that scene where Daniel gets in that 1945 Ford. I can't remember what model it was.
The gorgeous yellow one.
It'd probably be like either a 43 or 48.
Yeah, somewhere in that region, because I know Miyagi comes back from the war.
Not only that, they weren't making cars during the World War II.
Right.
Sure.
That's why I know it had to be at least 45 script. That's why I was saying, you know, I figured that was it because they weren't producing it. But when he gets in the car and Miyagi hands him the keys, and Daniel looks at him, he says, you know, you're the best friend I've ever had.
Mm-hmm.
I've watched that scene literally hundreds of times. I still cry every time. And
yeah,
I'm
you know why?
because
people don't do stuff like that for other people. They just don't.
No. But I mean, I'm still waiting for that in Cobra Kai. I'm still waiting for that moment for Ralph Macchio to give me, because I missed that. Those father-son scenes like that just get to me. But Zapka has just, like I said, he has knocked it out the park. And
yeah, but who's the father-son scene going to be with? Is it going to be with him and his daughter, him with Johnny's kid, or him with
his
the
fat
other
son?
boy? Yeah. The fat son lost a lot of weight. I think he didn't like being fat on TV, and he just lost weight in real life.
He did. I think we could kind of get that Daniel Robbie moment, but at this point, we've gotten close to it with Zapka and I can't think of the actor's name, but the guy who plays Miguel.
Yeah, Miguel is really good.
Oh God, is he good?
That kid's young and he's got range.
None of these guys got nominated. None of them. And okay, why?
You know, my only real issue is that Johnny's son is way too much of a pretty boy. He looks like Jonathan Taylor Thomas or something.
He's kind of got like a Jonathan Brandis, River Phoenix thing going on.
Yeah, with his 1990s haircut.
Great script. Yeah, that's great script. That's you. I think you hit the nail on the head. I didn't even think about that, but that's it. And which makes sense, because you want to try to get these characters in a classic 80s style. And I mean, that does it. And you know what? You just said that. I never thought about that, but that's probably why I've kind of connected with that character in terms of liking him, because he feels like you said, he's got that River Phoenix kind of thing going. You're probably right.
Yeah, I mean, also, like, it's kind of funny because Miguel is probably the only actor there that might have a longer career because he's of an adult height. Everyone else, all the other actors there that aren't above 5'4", which unfortunately the Robbie character he's a little guy. He's a really little guy. He's probably not going to see much after he starts looking far more close to his real age than a teenager after this. Unfortunately, he's going to have a rough go of things, because
he's going to be a little John Connery, is what you're saying.
Oh, Edward Furlong? I hope not.
Oh God, no. Eddie Furlong was a train wreck. He was like Macaulay Culkin.
Oh God. Now there's a before and after picture for you. Cautionary
next Star
tale.
Trek film to be directed by. Oh, how many fucking directors have they gone through now? Script, is this 4 or 5?
They're really making
okay, so it's Tarantino.
Movies? Why?
Tarantino, technically, yeah.
There's Tarantino.
Canceled this.
There was Noah Hawley. There was that chick. What's her name?
They know Chekhov's dead, right?
No, the chick is from Star Trek Discovery who wrote it.
No. Before that, there was another one.
Oh, was there? That's
yeah. It's because they were toting her as the first female director in Star Trek history.
I'm pretty sure Gates McFadden directed something.
No, as far as movies.
Oh, movies? Okay. Catherine Yam in the chat. That's what someone's saying.
Was that it? No, S.J. Clarkson.
Oh, right.
So then this would be technically the 5th if you're counting but that Discovery thing I'm not so sure about.
Yeah, I don't know.
That might be tangentially connected to something else. Tarantino's movie Bryant is just not happening. Not likely.
Was never going to happen.
Probably not. He was never going to direct it anyway.
Is it just me, or does that guy look like Chris Hardwick?
A little bit. Let's see what this says, because this just came out like not even like an hour or two ago. Exclusive: after orchestrating the Marvel Disney Plus series WandaVision and a 23 Emmy nominee. Oh, that's why they're announcing this shit. Matt Shakman has made a deal to direct the next untitled Star Trek film for Bad Robot's J.J. Abrams. Any money on how long this one lasts? Deadline.
Yeah. My money is not coming anywhere near this shit.
Deadline
to be honest,
is-
I don't know. I don't really. I looked through the list. I have no fucking clue, pardon my French, how WandaVision wound up with 23 nominations.
Lord knows.
I mean, I get.
It's called payola. It's called payola. Let's be honest. It's not new.
No, I know, but like, I get Paul Bettany. Paul Bettany is a fucking standout in everything he's in, bar none. I mean, I'll go back and people make jokes about the movie, but I still love A Knight's Tale. I love A Knight's Tale mostly because of Paul Bettany. Paul Bettany playing Geoffrey Chaucer in that movie. I mean, I'm sorry. He was hilarious. He was absolutely the joy of that whole movie.
Are you talking about A Knight's Tale with Heath Ledger?
Yes.
Wasn't that the one where who was his two right-hand men? One was Robert Baratheon. Who was the other one?
Robert Baratheon was one, and then Paul Bettany was the other one. He was Geoffrey Chaucer. He was the announcer.
The crew.
Yeah. So I was like, I mean, you go back and you look in today's, you look at from a perspective of modern today and look back on that movie. They had a hell of a cast that came out of there. But I can understand the Emmy nomination for Bettany. I can understand the Emmy nomination to a degree for Elizabeth Olsen, but like, okay, it's still anyway. I just
what's the other 22 for exactly?
Yeah, I mean, keeping the audience engaged on Disney Plus with a lot of bloat, fluff, and nonsense. Maybe. I mean, if they're handing out Emmys for that now, perhaps.
Well, look at it this way: 10 years ago, you would never see any superhero movie nominated for anything in any regard. But now, 23 nominations for this show that was, quite frankly, Twin Peaks, as far as I could see. But, it just shows that there was nothing out this year. I mean, if you got 4 things to nominate, you better start throwing all the nominations at them. That's another reason why giving yourselves awards just seems kind of silly to everybody who's normal.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is the Lindsay Beers and Geneva Robertson are the ones who wrote this script. And according to Deadline, it's going to start next spring. We'll see.
Any inklings on a plot? Yeah, I know. I know. I've seen the other 3.
I failed that test on Star Trek 3. I really thought they were bringing the Klingons in because they set them up in the Wrath of Khan remake, Into Darkness, and I got no Klingons, and I was pissed.
That would have been better because they did the Klingons well. They seem
they look more like
vicious.
rubber faces in Into Darkness than the makeup was terrible. It's Neville Flynn.
Well,
I couldn't really tell because
the
only time I saw him was when Khan was in the fight with all of them, and he started killing all these people, and it was dark.
Yeah, but they
seemed angry.
They had to make the 25% change.
So they got rid of pores pretty much on the makeup sculpts. They got Klingons don't have
because
pores.
it's not Star Trek. It's Star Trek Prime. So it's not the original. They couldn't take from the original. I mean, Tom and Andre at Midnight's Edge have reported on this extensively. The way the contracts worked, they had to make X amount of changes in order to fit the mold, as it were.
No, those changes are made for licensing purposes solely.
Right, exactly.
That's nothing. But I mean, they could put actual Klingons in the film the way they were prior to. They just can't make any money off the toys for that because it's not part of their license.
Oh, it's just
that's
the
what it's about.
merchandising?
Yeah.
Yes,
merchandise?
It's
Okay,
it's
I'm sorry.
merchandising only. It is merchandising
I got
only.
you.
They
And that
could have
should be
My
fine
mistake.
because the
My
kids ain't
mistake.
scrambling to buy Star Wars toys.
exactly.
No, but
could
on that
literally-
note, though, yeah, like JJ and company pushed that everything to be 25% different so they could monetize, basically.
yeah, so they can get toy license. Like they could have brought William Shatner.
But doesn't that fundamentally show the lack of common knowledge that these people have about what's really going on in the world? If they think, oh, if we make it 25% different, then we'll make all this stuff monetizable, then we'll make all this money. But they never thought in the first place that no one gives a frig about any of your merchandise.
Well, here's the thing: when
They did
JJ
that
took
before
over,
that happened. Yeah.
The only people who care about the merchandise these days for Star Trek are adult nerds.
well, that's the thing is before JJ came into the fold, Star Trek on an average did like $20-30 million a year just in
merchandise alone.
just in merchandising alone. So it was clearly, there was money to be made there. But what the misconception they had, and that's what Emma Watts was saying in that one interview or whatever, was that it's got a finite ceiling on it. They're never going to gain a bigger audience than they have, and it's clear that even though to the people in the bubble and certain other people, you look at it, oh, JJ reinvigorated Star Trek. No, he didn't. He didn't do anything to it that it hasn't already done, because if you go by inflation, his movies didn't make any more money than any of the other Star Trek movies did. In fact, they technically lost money because they cost that much more to make.
And even more to advertise.
Correct.
Exactly. Like, so in the end, they didn't make anything off them. The most profitable Star Trek movies have been like Star Trek 2 and 4. And maybe
2, 4, and 6, technically.
I was going to say
Maybe
5 and
6,
6, maybe,
yeah.
but
2
like
and the Nick Myers movies, have done exceptionally well over the years.
Well, yeah, they averaged about $40 million budget, and they would take home 4 or 5 times that almost.
Exactly.
Internationally, like that's really good. But the other part too is the whole reason for that 25% different is because JJ's like, oh, that 25 to 30 million a year, we need a piece of that. So that's what they did with the legal team. They figured out how much do they have to change that they can claim all the merchandising rights for without having to split that with Paramount and Viacom and National Music and all those companies. They landed on the number. They made it that different, and nobody bought it. And now they're stuck with that because the thing is, like I said, they could bring in Walter Koenig, George Takei, William Shatner, Leonard Nimoy when he was still alive, all those guys back in and make a Star Trek film again, but they would make zero money off of it as long as doesn't have that 25% difference to it. And there's no way they didn't want to do that because again, J.J. Abrams is of the mindset just like he's trying to recreate George Lucas, which is that merchandising is where all the money is, and that's what he wants.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why we get
not just that he wants a cross-platform.
If you're going to be that arrogant, you have to have the talent. That's the thing.
Well,
no, the only talent he has is from his parents as being really good realtors, so he knows how to sell a lemon.
Yeah, for real.
If you're a realtor in California,
and I will give the guy credit. He's good at coming up with he's an idea man, a lot like George Lucas in that sense, but he doesn't know how to maintain it and follow through. Exactly. Yes.
I know exactly what it's like to have
flesh it
the
out.
ideas and not being able to wrap it up at the end. I've had that problem a million times, like trying to come up with stuff.
Yeah, but you can't come up with the concepts he does without having to know what the ending is already.
Exactly. You're supposed to have. Look, my problem is if I sit down and try to write something, I get my beginning and I get my end.
To finish it.
True, and that just means, look, for a normal person, I could finish it if I had $200 million paid to me. You know why? Because I'd quit my job and I'd be doing this 24/7. You know what I mean? Which is what he should be doing. I don't know what he's doing, but it's not.
He's
right.
collecting paychecks primarily, making a couple of deals. Like again, he is a salesman. He is a really, really good salesman, and he gets that from his parents because his parents are realtors who dabbled into producing. They didn't do a whole lot. You can check out their credits. It's not a lot. Like less than most other people who are currently writing and working on Marvel films now, and those are small to begin with, but they know how to sell a turd. They know how to spin the language to make it sound good and exciting. Like J.J. Abrams got to start doing like music for like D movies, and then wheeled and dealed. His parents sold Spielberg his house, and then he babysat his kids like one time, and then he rolled over that connection to help get a writing gig, and then made Regarding Henry, which is like his first script, and Harrison Ford.
So it's a
loved
family
that.
of vampire thralls, is what you're saying.
It's weird. Like, it's all just weird negotiations and bargains and things that ended up paying off well for him, especially throughout the 90s. But again, when people in Hollywood only look as far as like their bank account, they're not actually seeing the fact that, oh yeah, we got a whole lot of money for this quarter, but we just lost all this other money that we're not paying attention to because it's going out.
And usually I don't care that much about these people. I really don't, because they don't affect my life. But J.J. Abrams gets under my damn skin, and I'll tell you why. Because the first 4 seasons of Lost, I spent so much of my free time thinking about all the connections on that show. And then it turned out to be a whole bunch of crap. The last 2 seasons were just so piss poor. And the answer to wrap it up cleanly was so brutally obvious. But they went the other way.
Yeah.
No. That Locke was not supposed to get off the island. Locke was supposed to become the new Jacob. That was his character arc. The entire show was to become Jacob, because Jacob was supposed to lose to Frank. Then Locke was supposed to defeat Frank. That was supposed to be the end of the show. And then it's cyclical, because then it could all start over. And when the next people crash land on the island, the Jacob that they meet is going to be Locke. And then you're going to have a nice smirk because you already know Locke.
Yeah. We got a couple super chats here. Thank you so much, Super Nate, for the $5 super chat. Says, Superman and Lois is back tonight. Have you started watching it, Tom? No, I have not. Is it available anywhere to watch that's not like...
It's free if you have a cable provider.
I don't.
Yeah.
That's the
CW
thing.
shows all their things free if you have a cable provider.
Yeah, and I thought they did have a special deal with... why aren't they putting it on HBO Max? What the fuck?
Can't somebody...
HBO Max does not want it.
Wow.
Why?
Some of the people at HBO Max don't like Berlanti Productions at this point for some reason.
I don't blame them on that part, but I'm like...
Why?
Isn't that part of the gig?
Well, here's the thing. If you put their CW shows on HBO Max, you're now killing their packaging agreement with international broadcasters, because that's where they make all their money.
Well, that's probably why they can't then. Yeah.
Christian Garcia is saying that no, it's free on the CW app.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you got to have a cable
cable
provider.
You
have to sign into the app.
Yeah, but not on HBO Max, where it technically should still be as well. Wild Man Beyond says Cobra Kai to hopefully win the reason why people will watch the Emmys this year. If anybody will, I
don't watch
much last year or the year before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The best thing that ever happened at an award show was Ricky Gervais.
Yeah.
Well, no, Ricky Gervais was wasn't he the Oscars?
I remember what
no,
he
was
when he
Emmys.
was Savage.
He was Emmys? Okay.
Or no, he was the Golden Globes.
Globes.
I mean, sorry, yeah, I knew what I meant.
Oh, okay. I thought it was like the Oscars or something. Okay.
No, they'd never give the Oscars to Ricky Gervais.
I'll give credit to the Emmys because, as strange as it was that Cobra Kai was put in the comedy series, portion of the, for the nominations.
Look,
I was
spoiler
scratching my head.
The kid got his back broken in that show. Very funny.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of
miracle.
There's a lot of funny moments in the show, but I never, in my wildest dreams, would have considered it a comedy. That being said, the fact that they've got, and this is where I'm going to give the Emmys perhaps a little bit of credit versus especially the Oscars, which has been a complete shit show for years. They're actually trying to put TV shows into the big ticket nomination categories that people love, like broad audience. The Oscars hasn't really done that in forever. And if they do it rarely. Okay? So you've got Mandalorian being nominated for Best Drama Series. That's going to be bringing some extra audience in that probably otherwise wouldn't watch the Emmys. Same thing with Cobra Kai as Best Comedy Series. They're not, Mando and Cobra Kai not competing with each other. And I don't think it's a stretch to say that those were, by far and away, two of the most popular, by far, series in 2020 that people watched by the bucket load.
I still haven't seen The Mandalorian because Star Wars is trash now. Like, You can't you can't glue a plate back together after you broke it. That's it.
I don't blame you for wanting to check out. A lot of people did, but it's.
I mean, the Mandalorian is the worst.
Everybody,
it's
I have to
actually
listen to these
decent,
people.
but
I had to listen to everybody fucking complain about Star Wars for how many years, and then Mandalorian comes out and everybody's like, "Oh, Star Wars, you gotta watch this." It's like, weren't you just around for all of your bitching for the last I don't know forever? Apparently not. So quickly people forget.
Yeah. Mr. Tickletronic says you can watch Superman and Lois on WB's site. Warning, lots of commercials. I'm assuming that's in Canada, which I can use the Surfshark deal to probably get around that. So thanks for that tip, because I did watch the Karate Kid show through the Canadian channel. 6 Geek Time TV, you changed your name. What? No, I know what it says. It says, MEAD in no way condones illegal behavior. Always buckle your seatbelt, wear a condom when appropriate. And ladies, swallowing is encouraged. This is true. That is our motto here. And yeah.
Perfect timing. I just started playing Leisure Suit Larry again for the first time in like 30 years. So
well, and spitting is rude. So, and Jesse is right most of the time. Yes, he is.
Yeah, and condoms,
Yeah. They're well, as she said, when appropriate. When you're not sure,
for a taco verde.
I want to show this to everybody. This actually made me laugh. It's going to get us a copyright claim from Disney, aka Fox, but who gives a fuck? It's fucking hilarious.
Daddy needs to express some rage.
Oh, great.
Well, hello there, and what's up, Reaction Faction? It's Deadpool. Don't forget to smash that subscribe button and follow me on Patreon. Last week, you all really liked my Cruella trailer reaction video. Where are the fucking dogs? So this week, I'll be reacting to a trailer for a movie which I honestly thought came out like a year ago. Free Guy. Apparently, it's this August. We also have a guest reactor this week, Korg, who was not my first choice, but apparently everyone else was too busy over on Disney Plus. Say hello, Korg.
Hello, made of rocks. Thank you for having me, Paul. Sorry you're dead.
Jesus Christ.
They call him Paul.
My name is Guy. Oh, he's named Guy, like the movie's title.
That's pretty clever. Is it?
I can't wait for this movie. It's the closest I'm ever getting to a Grand Theft Auto movie.
Pretty much.
Mondays, am I right, Joe? You said it, Guy. Let's just pause for a second to let everyone comment first, or this trailer gives away too much, or Ryan Reynolds is just me, which is super insulting, by the way. All done? And I work at the bank. Everybody down on the ground! I thought I had everything I needed, but then I met her. Oh, Jodie Comer. God, I love her so much. Oh, I hope they don't fridge her.
What's fridging?
Well, it's the practice of killing off or hurting a female character in order to motivate or torture the main character, also known as Deadpool 2. Thank you for asking.
We call that bridging.
Everybody down on the ground. Everybody except you.
There is something inside you, Guy. I expected you to just fall.
It's like a hostage situation.
More than that. Put these on.
Okay. Fine.
Oh my God! What are these, trick glasses or something?
It's about trick glasses. The glass tricker.
This world, it's a video game. You're not real.
Please stop my...
I'm the guy responsible for this world.
Any thoughts on our villain, Korg?
Looks like he's got 4 arms. And the 2 lower ones have got gloves on. I like them.
You have a Disney Plus show, don't you, face? Oh, God.
It's like the glasses from They Live.
I know, right?
I'm sitting
It is
here
basically
with
They
my
Live
best
meets
friend,
GTA,
trying to help
yeah.
him get through a tough time. Now, if that's not
Using
real,
the 3D
I don't know
glasses
what
as a
is.
gimmick in the
I know
theater.
this world is just
I bet it would look
Look at him
cool
go.
in 3D,
That
though.
little blue shirt. Oh, his face is so punchable.
Next guy. I'm going to be the great guy.
Wow, enjoy your lifetime supply of virginity. Off you go.
This whole good guy routine is ruining the game.
Woo!
Terminate him.
That's Taika Waititi.
He seems quite nice, actually.
The rabbit. Maybe this is the live-action Thumper we all haven't been waiting for.
Jump! Jump! Jump and catch the ball! Oh, useless.
Wow, body air dog. Love it.
I can't die.
Something bad's gonna be up.
Oh God.
Okay, this looks fun in a last days of Fox fire sale kind of way. Not sure if it was worth diverting Canadian Cumberbatch's little mind away from my next movie, or you know what? I'm gonna give it. I'll give it 4 out of 5 avocados. Korg?
I was raised by avocados.
Oh my God! Just kill me now.
There you go, guys.
Any tips on getting into the MCU there, Korg?
Have a dream, chase it, lose that dream, just sabotage all sorts of happiness in the pursuit of that dream, climb up to the peaks of that mountain, and when you get to the top, land at the bottom and realize you're never going to achieve that dream. And at that point, check your emails. Maybe you'll get something from your agent saying, Marvel wants to talk.
Yeah, I prefer Dark World. Half a fucking penny of you for this
He's not wrong.
I saw the last 20 or 30 seconds of that. I guess they cut it out in a clip. I saw that earlier this afternoon. I didn't see the rest of it, but that's great.
Yeah. So there you go. I thought that was pretty funny. Nobody reacted.
I tried. I threw something out.
Now, Script, you said you noticed something interesting in this trailer, though, because this is a bit different than the original trailer.
It is, and on top of that, like I've had the script for a few years, and it's a really good script. But it looks like the human female character teaches the guy character that he's in a video game and that he can do these things, when in the script the guy character kind of discovers this on his own, and his own actions and whatnot cause him to sort of like meet the female character, and then they have a romance, and then she learns that he's not actually another player in the game. He's an actual an NPC that's become self-aware, so to speak. So it looks like they
I like
changed
that
that
a little better, but the way they're doing it's just faster.
Yeah, to a point.
I would have liked to see the way you just described it, though. That seems a little more realistic and such an unrealistic.
Oh no,
movie.
he's like doing great. Like he's screwing up the game for all the real players, and he's just having a blast doing it. And he's getting like level ups and skill levels and stuff. But every time he dies, he gets reset to 0, so he has to do it all over again. And but although he's causing chaos, and there's also like the girl that is in the movie. She's the ex-girlfriend of Taika Waititi's character. There's a whole thing there, yeah. So I'm pretty sure it's gonna have some great gags. I wonder how much they reshot and recut around to fit the current politics. But
oh, I hope there's none of that shit in here, because that just doesn't fit in the video game world.
No, the exact opposite fits in the video game world.
Yeah, for real. But I do enjoy that they did have him pull an RPG like literally out of his ass. Like if you watch that scene really slow, that he didn't have that anywhere. He just pulled that out of nowhere. Just like GTA. Which GTA has explained where you keep your weapons wheel, and it is in the prison pocket.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but like he in the script, he's not given the glasses. He just a character, like a player character, loses them in the game, and he just puts them on, and then he gets like blown away by everything he sees. So he's not taught anything. It's on his own self-discovery, and I thought that was more interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, because it is more interesting because it's slower, and you get a little piece at a time, and you get to enjoy each little piece. It's like having courses in a meal.
From the audience perspective, we're discovering this world at the same time as Guy. So like we don't piece together what it is until he dies and then resets. And it's like, oh, he's in a video game. And then that's when the script really takes off. And that's within the first 10 minutes of the script.
Right, and you're going off the script because I don't even really remember much. I mean, I vaguely remember the original trailer, and other people want us to show it, and we didn't get acclaim for that, so I don't really want to push it too much. So I'm surprised we didn't even get acclaim from fucking The Who because of the song. That one I was thought for sure.
That song's overused.
Well, not just that, but I mean, I just figured, clearly. But hey, yeah. I mean, other than that, there really wasn't anything in the news other than the fucking Emmy shit, which is a bummer. But I guess that means we could talk about something that the chat wants us to talk about. What's on your guys' mind, chat? I mean, What is going on with you guys that you find interesting besides Black Widow? I mean, I'm sick of talking about Disney and Black Widow, even though there is a lot of talk right now about how poor Disney Plus is doing.
Yeah, well, the stock market dipped a little bit, and Disney Plus took a dip from that, but that's what they're hiding behind right now. So, Bob Iger's team is resigning at the end of this fiscal year.
Yeah, I saw you put that in the chat thing.
Yeah, that's like his head of communications, who is basically head of social media and events and all that other stuff. So, the person that should have been overseeing some of the Disney accounts and talks to the trades is leaving. At the same time as their head of legal is also leaving, which is weird because there's no reason for them to leave.
Well, but with Iger having been there as long as he has, and with Iger now, he's announced months ago that he was going to be taking his walk of retirement from not only the CEO position, but now at the end of this year as chairman of the board. It's not terribly uncommon in the business world to see a lot of these other guys that have been, general counsel or other guys like that as long as he's been around, to kind of follow them out the door and just take the retirement package at the same time.
This is kind of weird because the head of legal started with Eisner. Like, he's been there 28 years.
That's what I'm saying. He's been there a long, long time.
It's been there since I was a kid.
Yeah. I would say he's leaving probably because there's going to be some federal inquiries with regards to Disney's recent acquisitions over the last 10 years, and he's been a part of that.
Could be. It's always a possibility.
And the communications thing seems more like she's leaving because, frankly, Disney's conversation on the social medias and in the general zeitgeist is nowhere near as positive as it was prior to Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and all that.
No. In fact, I'm working on a video this afternoon when Tom sent me the link, kind of touching a little bit on that on the Lucasfilm side. We had that announcement today from Lucasfilm about this second episode of The Gallery, which at casual glance, it's like, okay, it's another behind the scenes of Mando, but there's, I think, my opinion, a lot more to it than that. After Mando season 1, we had 7, 8 episodes of The Gallery, the behind the scenes. You had the round tables with the directors. We had 1 episode of The Gallery after season 2 completed with the grand return of Skywalker. And the striking thing between season 1 and 8 episodes, you had Kathleen Kennedy in at least half of them. And in the 1 episode we had of season 2, she wasn't in it at all. So I'm waiting to see with the second episode what that's going to look like. Because I don't think it was an accident they had to delay this long to release the second episode of the behind the scenes for Mando season 2, talking about how they brought Mark Hamill and Luke Skywalker back in. I don't think it was an accident they delayed this 7 months.
Interesting. Lord Vader is curious if Deadpool is in the MCU. Now, my understanding is technically yes. But they haven't officially made it like official. I mean, I think Kevin Feige has discussed it a little bit, though. Feige's discussed it. Iger's mentioned it in passing, not a whole lot, but enough. Yeah. It's part of the Fox acquisition, so if they want to bring him into an official Marvel Studios sole film, they can. There hasn't been any real solid rumors of him showing up in anything. My guess, though, is there will be a Deadpool 3.
They need him
for years. Oh, yeah.
Remember how they were going to fill out the cast with Captain Marvel and the rest of the D-bag squad? Well, that didn't go over so good. Kind of like a lead balloon or a Zeppelin of some sort. But Deadpool, people like Deadpool.
Yeah.
He could talk shit to any villain because he can't die. He could go up there and be a jackass to Galactus. It doesn't matter. Make that matter.
Cartoon Man, you could be right, but I don't think they will. I think Kevin Feige has clearly said they're going to keep him R-rated. And that's why I mean technically, because they'll probably release it under the Fox banner still, and they'll make jokes about I think that Korg thing we just saw is a good example of probably what we're going to see. Like, he'll make a lot of jokes poking at the MCU and shit like that. And
do you
probably make jokes about being on the outside of it and shit like that, yeah.
Do you think they're going to make him R-rated and leave everyone else in the movie PG-13 so that
here's what I think is if he shows up if he shows up in anybody else's films, like, okay, let's just say for the sake of argument, he might show up in like the Doctor Strange because it's the multiverse of madness. They'll end up probably pulling the joke of he'll sit there like they did there. They bleeped out the F word. They'll probably do that, and he'll like react to it. He'll be like, what the bleep is that? Oh yeah, PG-13. And then they'll just play with that as a joke. So he'll either just keep getting bleeped, or they'll make him come up with other kind of swear words, which whatever. That's kind of what they did in the comics and stuff.
That's no good. No, that's not okay.
But
no,
they
did that in some of the cartoons, and it worked really well.
I was going to say, it'll only be in Marvel movies proper, though. But when they do the actual Deadpool film, it will be R-rated. Because my guess...
Yeah. Deadpool would totally use the bleeps to do Morse code for like a swear word or something.
I'm sure they would find a way around it. And after seeing Black Widow, as close to R-rated as that was,
a lot of bullshit's in that movie.
Yeah, I'm not real worried about a lot of shit going forward as far as that goes now. I'm just more worried about the MCU part of it. Like my fears have flip-flopped from what they were before, because I mean, I remember when I actually was hearing shit about the Blade project, because I knew some people who were possibly going to be working on it and stuff when Wesley was still involved, and they flat out said that they were going to make that the hardest R-rated Marvel property they could, as close to in PG-13, and you can kind of get away with that with Blade, because all you got to do is basically not show any nudity or F words. And you can do just about anything you want, because the ratings board is pretty lenient when it comes to monsters and vampires and zombies and shit like that when it's involved with those kind of things as opposed to people. Like that's.
But I don't think we're going to get the vampire BJ from Blade Part 2.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You won't get that kind of shit probably. But that's not true though. It still may be alluded to. I mean, Black Widow took, like I said, Black Widow took the MCU as far as he could. Took it pretty far. I know you don't want to talk about it, but I mean, as far as the movie goes, it is the hardest PG-13 rated MCU film. That is true.
My whole problem is I'm so sick of all this choreographed bullshit. I just am. I really am.
Really, there's not a shit ton of that till the third act.
Yeah, every single fight in Marvel is choreographed bullshit.
Well, there's not a shit ton of fighting in this movie. That's what I'm trying to say.
In all of the movies, if you took every fight scene of every Marvel movie ever made. It's all just choreographed bullshit.
I know.
They don't even have look. If you get 10 different superheroes and they all fight each other, why are they all using the same fighting styles?
Well, I'm not going to disagree with you. There
Doesn't make any goddamn sense.
They can only afford one stunt coordinator.
Pretty soon you're going to see the Incredible Hulk doing butterfly
I am
kicks.
sick of a lot of the shaky cam fucking action sequence bullshit. Trust me.
I hate close-up shots.
It's cheating. Willie asks, have we heard about the Silverhawks reboot? You might want to check your net there, Jesse, or turn your cam off because you're really lagging. Clownfish TV covered it. Details surrounding it are fascinating. Super 8 Toys got rights, trying to do it right. Well, I heard a little bit about it, but not much. I heard they're not vacuum forming the toys though, which is a bummer. So I heard they're just like blue and shit, like lame. As far as the actual reboot, I don't know if it's a movie or a show, but Pete brought it up last night on Jesse's stream, actually. That's how I learned about it. That was the first I heard of it. So I don't know anything as far as details. I'll have to check out that video today. And then when I went to look for news, I'm just like, this kind of bullshit.
Real quick, also speaking of Pete, Jack of All Casuals had brought up the Green Knight, which actually looks pretty cool. I think we watched that one.
I see
it in the works for years.
But the Green Knight, Pete from Creepy Little Book, just in Mythos, which is from Catholic mythology. It's also, it's like it's used as decoration on a lot of churches to have the Green Man, which became the Green Knight legend. But he is just a force type of a spirit. But in this movie, he seems to be far more evil and vindictive, almost like a headless horseman. The headless horseman is actually an Irish legend about the Dullahan, even though the headless horseman we all know is
me. I'm having issues hearing Jesse, so I think we can hear you, but you're lagging. Yeah, and I can hear
stutters.
Oh,
yeah, it's
he'll be
resetting.
Back.
I guess
vacuum paint because it tended to chip and fall apart. I heard it was because of a different reason, like between like I don't remember exactly. Something to do with the actual process, though. I wish Michael here to answer that one.
Testing 1, 2, 3, Tommy.
Now you're better. So let's see here. What else we got in the chat? What are you guys talking about? Yes, see.
Sometimes
again.
God damn it. My internet's at like full blast right now.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. Unless it is StreamYard could be having issues. Maybe.
I'm hearing it too.
Yeah. See what else we got here. Six wants us to talk about Black Widow for the next hour.
Black Widow, good looking woman.
Six, whatever you sent me, I'm not sure we should talk about. It's about some rain going up to a school or some shit.
Yeah. And
that's a crime, not news. Yeah.
That's what they want to
initiative for reading
these days. Did you see the San Francisco Gay Man's Choir with their song about how they want to inundate children?
And I'm like, I can't even click on this because I just can't handle the stupid.
Well,
the easiest thing to do is just keep an eye on Salty Cracker. He finds all the stupidest shit going.
A few people had covered it already, but yikes.
Yeah, I showed that actually. She goes, "Oh, this is real?" He's like, "Jesus Christ."
Bryant Barth, I know, but
the documentary's great. But Jardowski would have made a terrible Dune film.
Well, evidently, YouTube is fucking killing our stream. So lovely, and we're dropping. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Yeah, because I got full internet too. It's not the internet. It's StreamYards or YouTube.
I do have it over here on the second window, and yeah, I do see it recycling and rebuffering quite frequently.
Fucking YouTube.
It's still going. It's still
fucking YouTube.
You know what, Brian from Brian just like started jittering out, and then he was done. He was gone. So
I know we had that problem a few weeks ago.
Well, hopefully it balances out here soon, because I mean we're still up. But Mike's mic fucked up, so we lost him for tonight at least, if not for the next couple days, till he gets a new mic. So Mike says StreamYard is okay. It's got to be YouTube. Well, and if you're having issues out there, Soundsy, and if it's not your internet, then it's got to be somewhere in between.
It's like a video game lobby. We all have different internet speeds, and that's what I'm saying. Them all up to each other, so there's a little give and take in that.
Out badly.
If his mic is, I'm going to text Mike with phone. Then I'm going to try to help him out, find the right one.
I think he just purchased one off of Amazon.
I think he said he did. Yeah.
Yeah, he's got a preference.
The Blue Yetis. Yeah, I can't remember.
I think.
Oh yeah.
Cool lights on the back of it that actually showed like your green and red peaks.
And Bryant, I said I know of it, but I don't know much about it, so I haven't seen the documentary yet. Let's see here.
I was just thinking if Mexican Iron Man took a rapier and he had an M, an I, and an M instead of a Z, he'd probably really mutilate somebody.
I don't know, but we dumped like 100 viewers, so yeah, something's up.
Oh yes, we have. Yeah, I'm looking at.
I'm spinning again on my phone.
Fucking YouTube.
Yeah, it's. I'm looking at it.
You know, this is a great time to just screen share cartoons until it fixes itself. We should watch Alf. Cartoon.
Now, Alf wasn't a cartoon though.
Cartoons. Fraggle Rock was a cartoon. Actually, a lot of these cartoons are really shitty, but I have fun with this.
Yeah, I just did a check. Everything's kind of right.
StreamYard, it's YouTube. Yeah, I think it's regional.
Yeah. No, the StreamYard, we've had no glitches here. I'm over here on the other screen, and I'm just seeing the constant wheel spinning.
Yeah, strong.
David, things are really fucking boring. There's so much peaceful progress. Nothing that I can do about it. I dare not catch the virus. I thought maybe Joker was behind it, but now I am not. See here.
Hello, Batsy.
Joker!
What?
Are you sure you're not behind the Panda Express, dammick?
The what?
The Panda Express, the thing. The reason I can't go outside if I...
No, Batsy, I'm not behind the COVID thing. I don't know who is, but it's not me.
Well, fuck. You sure it wasn't Penguin?
I'm pretty sure.
What about Ridley?
No. Probably wasn't the Riddler either.
All right. Hey, if you're gonna start doing any crime, though, please let me know.
Sure.
All right.
Bye.
Bye. Love you. Later.
He says, bye, I love you.
Fucking boring.
Bye, I love you later.
Oh, man.
Tom, you are a funny bastard.
I try.
Because that shit was just funny.
Is the stream catching up yet, guys? How are we doing out there? I mean, we've leveled off with the viewers, but
it just started spinning again.
Of course. We'll let it go for a few more minutes because there isn't a whole shitload going on anyway.
I say just shoot people in here.
Well,
And they can all watch it spin.
Yeah. Watch out, here I come. Yeah.
We're having a spin class.
Some out there, so hopefully it's catching up again. Like I said, so we'll keep it going for a little bit longer.
You can't get work like that. We're persistent.
And honestly, Philip, it shouldn't even go out with StreamYards because I have the second tier package or whatever. So yeah, to get to 1080p, you got to spend like 3 times as much. It's ridiculous, and that's about the only thing you really get with it outside of a few other things, and that's it. Is it actually going out with 1080p? Wow.
No, it's at 720.
I was going to say
720 is the max I can load, and I'm
say.
running it at 360, and it's still
for fuck's
doing
sake.
that.
You don't want us in high def.
Nikki D says, did ScarJo step away from the Black Widow character for money purposes or creative differences? Think the other major legacy MCU actors might be replaced. We're not supposed to talk about Black Widow. No, just kidding. No, I think it's just run its course.
She's the highest paid female actress in town. They don't. Marvel does not want to pay for her anymore.
There's that. So
they bring in Florence, who is pretty in her own right, but nowhere near as attractive as Scarlett Johansson. So,
I would argue with that a little bit. But that's just me.
Let's bring in Rodimus Prime or whatever his name was. Who came in after Optimus?
I think that's a matter of taste.
That was Mike Judge, or no, not Mike Judge. Sorry, Judge Nelson.
Mike Judge.
Mike Nelson was a cartoon creator.
Well, hey, Autobots unite because we need some propane. Yeah,
that would be great. Yeah. Optimus Propane. There we go. That'd be a great one.
You should look at my tires.
We're washing his balls.
He said balls.
I believe you shouldn't tell man how.
No, as far as the major legacy characters being replaced, I think that's kind of like the next. I think they're going about it the wrong way. Kevin Feige kind of lied to us. He kind of made it sound like that someday, he may switch out some of these people like James Bond and he would just continue them. But he's clearly killing a lot of them off in certain ways that are like these new upcoming characters. And that's fine and dandy if you want to give certain characters their own stories. That's great. But it's kind of like, you got to have that vanilla chocolate or, not everybody's going to want blueberry. You got to kind of have those mainstays, Sure, there's the few people that
nobody wants butterscotch
or peanut butter or flavored or some shit like that. But you know what I mean? Like, I'm not trying to,
See, the thing I was thinking about today about all this is that they're going from the Avengers to like a B squad of the Avengers, right? But the Avengers were the B squad.
Bingo.
Right? They're the B squad. The big boys, the big groups in Marvel are the Fantastic Four and the X-Men. Well, the Avengers is completely secondary because it's comprised of a bunch of individual superheroes that usually work alone. They're not usually Avengers.
Yeah.
X-Men actually had a hiatus for about a decade. So like they weren't even making X-Men issues for a decade at a time, but Fantastic Four was pretty consistent.
I love Blueberry 26.
What do you mean they were making X-Men?
They bent over backwards for ScarJo on this. I mean, they had to edit so that Olga, who is 5'9", who is about 7 inches taller than ScarJo, doesn't look taller than her. Like that scene that everybody talks about, the CGI head, that's the only composite edit. And they had to do that because they brought in another guy in a suit that was shorter. And then they redid that half of the shot and then put her head on top of her body.
Yeah, but script, they knew how to do that. They've been doing that with Tom Cruise for years.
Not in a wide shot like that. Like you can see their feet.
Well,
like
no,
you never see
maybe-
Tom Cruise's feet in a wide shot when he's like with other people.
No, because he's always standing on 3 phone books.
Just like in Family Guy. He's shorter than Stewie.
Yeah.
Everybody in Hollywood is short. I've said this before, but my buddy Charlie back in the day pointed this out watching Days of Confused because O'Banion looks like he's 10 feet tall compared to everybody, and he's not that big.
No, he's not.
Ben Affleck, right? So everybody else in that movie had to have been hovering around 5'4" to 5'6".
No, Affleck is like just shy of 6 feet ish.
Now you would know this. How tall is Mia Jovovich? Like 5'7"?
Yeah, roughly.
But she looks pretty
I
tall.
thought
in that
Affleck
movie.
was a little taller than 6
She's
foot.
really thin, but she looks tall because of that. And like Affleck's a big stocky guy, but like he's tall for actors, but he's not what's advertised on his IMDb.
Okay. I wasn't sure.
Is he like, I would assume he's like 6
I was going to say the
6'1".
IMDb numbers. Usually, I thought Affleck was like 6'1".
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Well, like Christian Bale is like an inch shorter than me, and
Well,
he
Christian
goes about,
Bale
like-
ain't tall, yeah.
Yeah, and Arnold Schwarzenegger's 5'10".
Yeah, I know he ain't that tall either.
Yeah,
And,
the
and
whole
like
Arnold-
Sly's only like 5'4" and shit.
The Arnold
or
thing's been
5'9"
coming
or
up
whatever.
over and over again lately about him being short. And
Yeah.
it's like, I never knew that, but everybody is saying the same thing about Arnold.
Well,
He's
it's
a
not
little
so
guy.
much that he's short. It's just that there's, I mean,
He's
most
technically
act-
average height for a man in the United States.
And not only that, there's just been a lot more actors that have come along that are much taller in recent years. Well, not recent years, but over the years that, yeah. And I mean, you know, compare him to like guys like, you know, The Rock, which is probably, I'm sure The Rock is what, like 6'5" or something like that?
Supposedly 6'5".
He's not 6'5". Have you seen him next to Zac Efron? He is not.
No, but again, okay.
Well, did you
he's
see
got-
John Cena next to Idris
Look,
Elba?
I'm supposed to be 5'9", and I feel like I'm 5'5". Okay, like let's be real here. But
Well, William Shatner's
Is that
5'7",
standing
so how
up or
tall are you
lying
next to
down?
him?
Shut the fuck up, Valiant.
Well, you know, he's
It was-
just trying to say that you pitch a hell of a tent.
No, it's my gut.
Yeah,
no.
you know,
I
I
know
was
what you meant.
trying to make a
That's why I'm
complimentary
first
dick
it's a
joke
family
there
show.
for you, Tom.
First, it's a family show, and then first I'm like, no, he's talking about my gut because I can't.
This
see
is a
my
family
dick.
show?
When has this been a
I
family
ain't seen
show?
my dick in years. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
You know, Elvis's wife, Priscilla, in Graceland, supposedly she had extra shower heads put into the shower at waist level because Elvis didn't wash his junk or his ass. So he had to have extra shower heads because he was a sloth.
Stories
automatic
from
scrubbing,
Graceland tonight at 8 o'clock
You know,
on Midnight.
the funniest thing is
very relevant.
I'll say this: all the celebrities I have met groom well and smell nice, whatever. But for some reason, there's stories that keep permeating about certain celebrities who don't. And I can almost understand to a point why they wouldn't, because they're probably treated in a way that nobody is going to sit there and tell them, hey, your fucking ass stinks, man. You need a shower.
You know, I got two things on that. One,
get that
supposedly
in the
Mel Gibson doesn't wear deodorant. Fine. Now, George Carlin said that these Italian guys got life figured out, like a dead yak, but it's all pheromones.
Right. I was going to
Right?
say there's a certain aspect to that because, like, Sting doesn't either, but I know he doesn't smell from what I've heard, but it's the whole pheromone thing. Like, as long as you're clean, it's not a, you know, whatever. But go ahead. Sorry. Did you freeze or
just a
Yeah,
little?
we're getting a lot of choppiness on StreamYard now.
God damn it! Internet.
Well, I remember when I was in school, I heard like from two different people that Rob Zombie never used to fucking shower.
He doesn't
that's
look like he
gross. That-
showers
Well,
either.
if you look at his hair,
No, I mean not just
His hair-
like motherfucker stank like a son of a bitch. I heard.
See, because Rob
I
Zombie
can
used to look
believe
like
that.
he was a little thick, but he was always thin. He wore like 90 layers of clothing. So if he didn't really bathe that much, that must have been a lot of layers of stankage.
yeah, I don't think Jesse's wrong on that one at all. I think he's got that one nailed. I mean, but Rob Zombie, you look at his hair. I don't think he's washed his hair since the 80s.
That's why I don't
Well,
understand.
I heard once he
dreadlocks.
got
You have to
married,
take
he
such
started
specific care of that shit.
I heard once he got married and started working in Hollywood, he did. But like, yeah, back in the day when he was like, you know, on stage and shit, yeah, I heard that he never fucking showered.
Little grody.
Yeah.
That's how we got more human than human, folks.
Yeah.
And Electric Head Part 2. I just set up yours, baby.
Because Rob Zombie was fucking radioactive.
You know,
Well,
I
now
gotta,
it's funny.
I gotta say, my first concert was White Zombie and Pantera.
Yeah.
Which
Oh,
was
damn.
really awesome.
Well, I heard Zombie
When
puts on a good
Pantera
show.
was opening?
No, who? Oh, it wasn't Corrosion of Conformity. I don't remember who opened. It might. No, I don't think it was the Deftones. I think they opened for Metallica. Everybody opens for Metallica, gets shot off stage. But I don't remember who opened for them, but it was a co-headliner, and it was fucking vicious because it's like you have the Pantera crowd who like half of them are skinheads. Then you have the White Zombie crowd who are all a bunch of freaks. And I told this story too before, but there was this one blonde guy, and he was in combat boots, Pippi Longstocking stocking into a blue house dress with circle zipper, you know, like the black front and then the blue side house dress. And then he's got his filthy blonde hair and pigtails. And then around his mouth, he's got like lipstick like this. That guy got the shit beaten out of him. Like, seriously, he just got the living crap beaten out of him. Like, I saw him earlier in the night, then I saw him later, and he got into a fight, and I was just like, yo, this ain't going to go well for this fucking kid. And it didn't. It's a pretty good show. On stage and off.
Shit. Okay, well, Lindsay says she met Rob Zombie in the store when he was... Now, this would have been about the same time. Did he smell?
Astro Creep, man, we all had that. We all had that CD. I still have mine. Can't play it in the car anymore because I've got kids in the car.
What are you talking about? They can listen to that
I was
stuff.
going to say, that's tame compared to some of the shit nowadays.
Okay, can we all think back about part of the intro to More Human Than Human?
Yeah, it was Sean
yeah.
Izu coming.
Yeah, that's fine.
It was,
Not
that was
just
the
that,
They
big
learned about that stuff eventually.
It's
Why
like
not in
double
a safe
penetration
environment
on
like a
top
car
of
with
it.
their dad?
I
Yeah,
gotta give Sean
yeah.
Izu a lot of credit because she came up with the overall look of all.
You know what's
of the
funny?
band and the videos.
You guys, the beginning of the song, it's like she's moaning or whatever, and then all of a sudden it's muffled. I didn't notice that until a woman pointed it out to me.
You know,
Yeah, it
it's
sounds normal to me.
When I saw in concert, they had this like Japanese superhero porn that was.
No,
playing on the
I
big
got what was
screen
happening,
before
but
that.
she's like, that's a little double penetration. Something come up like said something about double penetration. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? It's like, well, it gets muffled at the end there. She said.
This is such a you need Mandy here to make this joke,
Right?
I can't do it.
Well, you know, the car swoops in with the big.
She'd
slide,
call that
so
the
it
sneaky
represents the sliding of the car.
You ain't wrong.
It's all very phallic.
Sorry, Jesse, you broke up there. I didn't hear what you said.
I said the song opens with a big guitar slide with that distortion, right? So that's a big slide. It represents the sliding of the guitar cock because it's a phallic symbol. It always has been and always will be.
As if the song didn't have enough sexual innuendo to open up the first 60 seconds and the first like 20 measures. Now it just got.
You want
worse.
to hear an even better one? You remember Rocket Queen?
Oh God.
Rocket Queen was Steven Adler's girlfriend got by Axel with the microphones around him. Steven found out later. He didn't really give a shit. Then he got kicked out of the band. He didn't have a good go at things, really.
That story sounds vaguely familiar. I feel like I've heard that one before.
The girl who was getting banged is the one who told the story. She didn't care. No shame. No shame in that game. She's like, I was a half a gun rose. I don't give a shit.
Troy Patali says he can't send a super chat. Okay. And Mike has checked other streams. For some reason, it's only our stream that appears to be having the issue, which is hilarious.
Dun, dun, dun.
Whatever. And I
I'm
hate
sorry
to start
I
a
brought
new
up
stream.
Kathleen
but
Kennedy. That was probably my fault.
Then again-
Like Cameron Pasha, you know, getting
I don't know. Because we didn't even get a claim or nothing for that fucking trailer. Let me double check here.
No, everything's sort of normal on my end.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen much rebuffering in the last.
Yeah, we're
5,
still
10
fine.
minutes.
No claims or nothing, actually.
We're back
so.
up at 211 viewers.
Yeah, the viewers have kind of come back up a little bit.
And everybody out there, if
glad
you're
to see
still
that.
here, you're still watching, if you haven't done it already, please hit that like button, hit that share button out to Twitter and Facebook. We greatly appreciate it. Helps out Midnight's Edge After Dark, helps out Tom, helps out the channel. Keep doing it. Keep hitting those buttons, guys. Make sure you got them done.
Got us a whim, sent us a super sticker. That worked. So there you go on that one. Maybe it's... What the fuck? Maybe it's a regional thing. I don't know. Huh. And the super sticker, anyway, is a Shiba Dog Farting Hearts, which we always love. I say they smell like sweet tarts. Some people don't have an issue. Some have. Some say it's improving. So we're going to just go with it, I guess. And hopefully something pops up for us to talk about in the meantime. So, yeah. Let's see here. What do we got? What are you guys talking about? Looks like Bryant's got one for script here. Says, you said it would have been a terrible Dune adaptation, but people say it's the greatest movie never made. I think
Those people have never seen a Jodorowsky film then. He's terrible. He literally has a scene in his movies where he is pooped into a basket and it turned gold.
I was going to say, what I know of it, it was going to be
What are we talking about?
Glorious fucking mess from what it looked like.
Jodorowsky, he's an eccentric Polish filmmaker. He's not very good.
Yeah, and his cast was made up of everything from like musicians and non-actors.
Musicians, non-actors, some very good actors that only wanted to work for like 2 days. His son, listen, it has a lot of cool concepts, and it has a lot of cool storyboards.
What Dune version are we talking about? I'm sorry, I'm
Jodorowsky. You know who Jodorowsky is?
I do not.
Okay, so he's a foreign film director, not a very good one. Kind of a joke throughout the entire industry, actually. But he put together a pretty good team of creatives for like art department and set design and costumes for Dune. And the proposal was pretty solid, but it could never have been filmed. And the script that he had was also terrible because it involved a lot of castration and blood conceptions and all this other crazy stuff.
This was in recent years, or
this is in the 70s.
Oh, okay. I got you.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I mean, there's a documentary on it. Documentary is better than anything you'll ever get out of Jodorowsky ever in his career. And yeah, like he's very. Like a lot of the stuff that he did on storyboards and things were definitely inspirations to other, because everybody who worked on that in storyboards ended up working on other projects. So you've kind of seen some of the things that Jodorowsky's team came up with in other films. Hence, so like across like the late 70s and early 80s, any type of weird special effects set piece, probably inspired by some of those concepts that were circulating around town because everybody was looking at them. Like Jodorowsky pretty much said, imagine that there's no budget limitations, just give me the best things that you can. And so, the team went to town on all their concepts and they did some really amazing stuff, but nothing of it ever left the drawing board. And that's the thing.
Gotcha.
And yeah, like the basically had like House Atreides, Leto Atreides was castrated, and then he conceives of Paul through a blood transfusion. To
I don't
Lady
recall
Jessica,
that
like,
from the book.
It's not from the book. There's so many things not in Dune, the book, that he just took out, and it's like, I'm going to do this own thing. And then I think years later he tried to do a comic book adaptation of it, which maybe did well. I can't remember how much.
So this was all long before. This was like an original conceptual before the 1984 Kyle MacLachlan. Okay.
This is like in 73, 74, I think.
Okay.
Before Star Wars. Like Star Wars hadn't been a thing yet. Yeah.
Well, that's probably why it didn't get made. Star Wars and Lucas really hadn't happened yet. Look, Star Wars and George Lucas is what opened the doors for all those films to get pulled off in the 80s.
To a point, yeah. I mean, listen, any sci-fi film that would have done something that banged gangbusters at the box office would have opened the door. Like, doesn't matter that it has to be George Lucas. it wasn't him that did it, someone
No,
else.
that was just the one that made it. That was the one that did it. And then all of a sudden, Hollywood studios after that were like, okay, we'll dump stupid money into a, sci-fi production. Some worked, some didn't, obviously.
Yeah. In the comments, yep, Dan O'Bannon worked on it. He also worked on Black Star with John Carpenter. Much better script than what he had with Jodorowsky's Dune. No, lots of cool. I mean, it's definitely a documentary I'd recommend, but don't think for a second it would have been a good movie. In practice, never would have happened.
Look, I'm totally looking forward to the new Dune.
Me too.
I liked the '84 Dune for what it was. I enjoyed the 2000, 2001, whatever it was, Sci-Fi Channel Dune. Again, for what it was. I mean, I took it in perspective of, the budgets they had, the time it was shot in. I went back, I was trying to find a Blu-ray version of the Sci-Fi Dune. That's impossible to find. I still have my DVDs that I bought, 20 years ago, right after it came out. And I'm sitting on them because you can't replace them now. I love the story. I've loved both movie adaptations, again, for what they were. And I'm really anxious. I'm really, really anxious to see what Legendary Pictures has pulled off with this new version. And it keeps getting pushed back. I have a feeling part of that at least has to do with the, Warner Brothers wants to put it on HBO Max for free. And I'm sure Legendary has issues with that since Warner Brothers didn't actually, they weren't the studio that made it. I just want to see it.
I still
don't
think
care.
that may happen. I mean, it might, but I think it's...
I'm with you, Tom. I don't understand unless there is a deal that has not yet been announced between HBO Max or Warner Media and Legendary somebody's going to have to compensate Legendary for the box office because, if Legendary comes in and says, well, we have a contract that says we get a gross at the box, and this was supposed to go to the box office, but HBO, in a violation of contract, has put this on Warner Media. We never agreed to this. You have to come up with some kind of agreement or something. Otherwise, it's going to go into court for the next 2 years.
Right. And they may have. That's very plausible. But after Godzilla versus Kong and the shit I heard, I would be very fucking surprised. And Troy Pacelli sent me a donation on PayPal. Says, I was trying to say Valiant Renegade is less than 60 away from 1K. If anyone here isn't subscribed, please do. Troy Pacelli. That's right. If you
Thank you, Troy.
haven't subscribed to Valiant's channel, get your butt over there and do that now. I'm sure one of our mods can share his link in the chat there, and we'd appreciate that quite a bit. And so we got most of our audience back, which is nice. Hopefully the stream has evened out and you guys are not having any issues. I haven't seen too many people complaining, and super chats are starting to come in again, so things appear to be back in order. Super Nate says, I think Thor 4 is a good script for Deadpool to pop up in, since Takai said he wanted him in Ragnarok. Also, CW app is free on Xbox with no cable provider. Oh, good to know. I will check that out because I do have an Xbox. That was my other issue. Is I have to watch on a goddamn computer, which is not. I got a 55-inch 4K monitor, but it's still, the sound sucks. And I hate wearing headphones when I don't have to, because I always have to wear them when I'm working here and doing this stuff. So, when I can take them off, it's kind of a luxury. And you can also watch some of the Dune miniseries on YouTube from a channel called Secrets of Dune. I did not know that, but there you go. I think it got a pretty good foreign release, the miniseries did. Goddess of Whims says, hey, Valiant, question. Anne Rice mentioned in, I believe, Tale of the Body Thief, Jesus Christ, that the winter is the best time to visit New Orleans. Thoughts? Well, I hear that about the South in quite a few, basically.
Well, it's not hurricane season, though, so I guess there's that.
Well, yeah. Look, people talk about hurricane season down here, since Script, you just brought that up. We really haven't had, I can't remember the last time we really had a true direct hit of a serious hurricane. I mean, I know, and I say this is living down here. I know people think, oh, well, Katrina, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, well, Katrina, by the time it came ashore, was 2000, or in 2005, was a Cat 2. Katrina really didn't do a whole lot of damage to the city.
Oh, it was the levee himself.
It was the levee failure. And I was trapped in a major hospital in New Orleans when my first child was born during Katrina. At 26 weeks, she came out 1.5 pounds. She's 16 years old now. I'm teaching her to drive right now.
Still
and
1.5 pounds?
healthy.
Still
Perfectly
1.5 pounds?
No, she's not. She is a very feisty 16, almost
Can you
16
tell
years
he's a
old.
writer?
Is more than 1.5 pounds.
Can you tell he's a writer?
So, but no, I think to an extent that's right. I mean, if you come down to New Orleans in the cooler months, and that means October through March is when you want to come visit. If you don't want to have, if you want to tour the city, if you want to walk around in an absolute ridiculous amount of heat and humidity, that's when you want to come. Mardi Gras is a great time, but you're going to have to contend with the crowds and the extreme prices.
But titties.
So yeah, I think Anne Rice is right. Just a quick aside on that one, as somebody who has been to a weekend party during his late teenage and early 20s at Anne's house because her son Chris, we kind of ran in the same crew. Yeah, that was fun. I'll leave it there. When you see pictures of Anne dressed up in like the period pieces and you know the garb that she wears, she'll wear that around the house.
That's cool.
Just saying. And those parties are fucking crazy if they were like when they were 22, 23 years ago now.
We might as well just call it New Orleans Chat with Valiant, because every time Valiant's on, it eventually
it's a very interesting place.
No, I get it, but like it always tends to go there for some weird reason.
Anne's house is beautiful. She lives on St. Charles, or at least she did way back when. Chris, her son, was Chris was exactly what you would expect Anne Rice's son to be like. I'll just put it there.
Emo?
So.
Emo, huh? Okay.
Sure, vampire kid, emo, whatever. Just think of that. Think of that episode of South Park. Think of that episode of South Park where the goth kids have to go burn down Hot Topic to get rid of the vampire kids in South Park. That was Chris on the weekends. That was
vampires. Dead DC wants to know, is it true that there is a vampire-themed bar in New Orleans? I'm sure there is, probably. If so, I have an excuse to go there from the UK if I'm ever allowed to travel unvaccinated.
Yeah, there's all kind of different themed bars. Most of them down between the French Quarter and Marigny. I can't think of the name of it for the life of me. But yeah, there's plenty of stuff down there like that. Sure.
Indeedy do. Tales from New Orleans with Valiant Renegade on Midnight Edge after dark.
So, and look, guys, thank you, chat, so much. You know, Midnight's Edge, Doomcock's channel. I've got so many friends out there that I've made on YouTube. Echo Base. It's amazing, the community out here, and I thank you guys so much for your support. I'll hit my 6-month marker on YouTube in a couple of weeks, so. Thank you.
Rob Altus brings up that also YouTube reduces our resolution during the streams, not on other ones. So annoying.
You can manually reset that.
Yeah. Well, it does happen to me quite often. Like it'll reset itself to the lowest one. It's really odd.
240p.
Yeah, whatever. It's fucking stupid.
Now, is it okay? This is a big deal. Is it okay if I bring up what Ladies Man is talking about?
What do we got here? Where's it at?
Do it.
Look, in the UK, they're starting this thing where if you don't have a vaccination card that you're vaccinated, you can't go to the grocery store.
Just say you're not a professional medical professional.
You've had your polio shot. You can go.
Yeah, but it's just maddening because you get these people. Yeah. You get these people who like you never rose above being a bagger, and you're going to tell me about medical advice now. I have Grey's Anatomy, and I read that motherfucker. You're going to tell me about. Never mind. You know, you don't know why I look at you like an idiot when you say, "Do Do you want bags? No, I'm going to carry these fucking cans out in my hands like it's fucking Dubai. I'll put them all on the back of a bicycle.
No, I'm taking the basket with me.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm taking the basket home. I'm going to strap it to the back of my car, see what happens on the highway. Fuck it.
Our good friend Eric Winberg sent in a $2 super chat and says, testing.
Well, I've seen people do that with shopping carts. They chain the little school behind them, like 3 or 4, then hook it up to their truck and then just drive fully loaded.
That sounds like a roller coaster waiting to happen.
It's a disaster, of course.
It sounds like some jackass would do, really.
Well, it was in crap. What state was it? I think it was in Washington State. I saw that. It must have been like 2006, 2007.
Indeed. That's how it does feel. It feels like they're asking you for papers. I feel like it's a bunch of Nazi shit. It also,
ridiculous.
I'm not even religious. I'm not
really
even
talking about the
right?
part about getting it or not getting it. That's your choice. I'm not getting into that part. I'm talking about the fact that the people that are getting behind this are the same people who are calling, or calling out saying that, oh, if you have to have an ID to vote, that's racist.
Yep.
But yet I got to carry around this card to prove I got a shot.
To buy pop cards.
That's a very hypocritical thing. Yeah.
It is indeed. And again, I'm not talking about whether or not you should or shouldn't. I'm not a medical professional.
I think our medical history should be private between us and our doctors.
Exactly.
And
I personally don't put
my biggest
weird concoctions in my body that I don't know what the fuck is in it. I drink beer and I
smoke
weed.
And again,
That's
I'm not going to
good
get
enough for
into that aspect of it, Jesse. Like, I don't want to get to the point where
True. Yeah, you don't want to get. It's just the overall thing of the politicalization.
No, I get it.
And to me, it reminds me of the sign of the beast, because in the end times, not only do you not see your money, right, like ATM debit cards, but there's going to be a mark placed upon you, and if you don't have the mark, you're not going to be allowed to do business. This is straight out of the fucking Bible.
Yeah, it is.
Which is
correct.
Which is another thing as a tinfoil hat. Yeah, as a tinfoil hat, that says to me, is Project Bluebeam real? Is that the way they're going to go? Are they going to fake a Messiah? Maybe. Yeah. Are they going to fake aliens? Well, it's all. If they could ionize the sky, they could basically project holograms of whatever they want in the sky. That's the big part of it. But there's 4.
Can ionize the sky like Highlander 2?
Yeah, kind of. But small portions, not the whole friggin' thing.
They don't even have to ionize it. All they have to do is just cross a whole bunch of lasers with each other to intersect. That's it.
Well, and as I said,
and technically you wouldn't be able to see them, so that would work. All they need is a canvas.
Mexican Iron Man sends in another super chat. Thank you so much, Mike. You don't have to do that, dude. My buddy DJ Renegade is uber close to 1K subs. That is a good cause, though, to spend $4.99 on. Says, please subscribe to his channel. He does amazing IF analysis, or
he does amazing. Well, I don't know about the if, but amazing analysis and deep, sexy DJ voice. Yeah,
he does amazing fucking analysis and a deep, sexy DJ voice. Sub to the other. I don't know.
You could give Harry Shearer a run for his money. That's what you could do.
And of course, Harry Shearer is from where?
New Orleans.
That's right.
Can you do a Casey Kasem?
On with the countdown.
Yeah. Casey Kasem in his top 40 countdown. This week, marking the top of the charts, is Roxette. I can't do it.
Pretty close. That was actually pretty good. Your rhythm was Congress.
I remember one guy I can't imitate. Kasem. Yeah, I remember listening to Casey Kasem and his countdown.
Long distance dedication.
Was it every Sunday morning? I think it was on Sundays. Sundays, I remember having the radio on in my room as a kid, growing up in the 80s. Room full of fucking He-Man toys and G.I. Joe toys, Voltron shit. I had the original big metal, 5-6 part Voltron. I swear to God, I wish I could find it. It's somewhere. I'm going to find it because that thing's probably worth a fortune. But I mean, I remember listening to it.
It is because I've never seen one in person. So yes, definitely worth a few $100s. If not 1,000. I've never seen one of those.
I remember listening to Kasem, and I'll always remembering enjoying that, that radio style and thinking radio was always just a blast. And anyway, that may be what inspired me to do this kind of stupid shit in my 40s, getting on YouTube like an idiot at this point.
Hey, I like to push shit. So basically, we just need about 45 people to just hit that subscribe button on Valiant and just knock them right over that line.
Come on,
fast.
y'all
6 months. Come on, 6 months. This guy.
I appreciate
just
this.
do it.
You guys are. I'm humbled and I'm flattered, and I thank you all.
But there's 200 and something people here. You know.
Speaking of, you just got monetized, Jesse. Did you not?
Mm-hmm.
I was about to say that. I just saw Jesse got monetized. Congratulations, Jesse.
Yeah, and it's actually not a bad deal. I mean, they don't like putting commercials on most of my things because, dirty, but
shit.
I've been doing streams about topics that you don't have to research. I used to do topic streams. I used to research for a week about science topics, and I'm just like, let's talk about horror movies. It's so fucking easy.
I love hopping in there, and you guys are just, chit-chatting about whatever. So,
yo, you were right though, because 1 minute is about one thing, the next thing it's about rotary phones.
Exactly.
You so nailed it with that.
Well, you guys go from like one random pop culture topic to like some type of tool or machine to
what one of my favorite machines is?
To,
a great machine for agriculture is the automatic seed driller. Just do with that mental image what you will.
Yeah. A seed driller.
Yep. You got the seed driller, you got the seed spreader. Agriculture is very sexy.
I used to be a seed spreader.
Seed spreader, is that the new porno that's coming out on Marvel?
And now he's just a herpes spreader.
Oh Lord! But look, I'm already getting shit in
Will
the
you
chat.
stop calling me that?
I'm already getting shit for making the comment. I'm 40 and I'm in my 40s. I'll be 42 this
that
year.
was just a scare, Jesse. It wasn't.
And it's like, okay, I'm 50 and I'm trying to start. And Stephanie chimes in, I'm 53, and I'm like, come on, you see, as soon as I say something, I start getting shit from my friends. My friends. All right.
What would you do if I sang out of tune?
Out of tune.
Would you stand
up and walk out on me?
Why are you singing that in tune?
What?
Why are you singing that in tune, though?
Sing a song.
Because he sounds great.
Ringo was more out of tune than that.
Yeah, he was.
You got to have those girls kicking in there, though. Like,
you got
all I need is my buddies.
I can't get my voice that high without screaming.
The chat is still going. Guys, I'm not complaining that I'm 42. I'm just
now sing 18 in Life.
18 in life gets crowded.
18 in life to go. I can't get my voice high at all.
I don't think he can anymore either.
Well, he's like 50 now.
Yeah, it's like Dokken. Have you tried it? Like, I heard them. They did a beautiful acoustic rendition of Dream Warriors, but they had to crank it down like 3 fucking octaves just so he could sing it.
The other night for the horror stream, I played Teenage Frankenstein by Alice Cooper for the intro, and then I played Dream Warriors, and I didn't get in trouble.
Surprised.
Me too. Like, they copyright claim me, of course.
Oh yeah. Well, that's what MEAD Radio is. Just like let them claim it. Fuck it, whatever.
Yeah, MEAD Radio must just be like however many songs you play is that many.
As you know, Justy.
claims.
Oh, here's something we can actually talk about now. As you know, I actually technically, when I was on this channel doing MEAD Radio, the artists got paid more money for their songs than they do from every single fucking radio station in this country.
That's sick and sad.
You should reach out to them, see if you can strike a deal.
Well, here's the thing.
Say that again.
Here's the thing.
Yeah. The deal is that all these songs like "Carry On My Wayward Son," you hear that on the radio constantly. They don't get a dime for that.
They do, but it's like a stupid kind of it because I learned about this in school and I can't remember exactly how it works. But basically, the radio stations pay ASCAP, like a certain amount every year, and they distribute it out through like the unions and certain things like that. But yeah, there is never actually any money that is given to the actual artists from the radio stations. The radio stations technically don't pay for the songs they play, and they never have. And it's kind of like the whole thing within a bar. It's similar. It's where it's like ASCAPP or whatever it is, the company that pays out, whatever they're called now. They might even have a different name now. But like the whole thing is like, you know, like in a bar, they just pay a flat fee. Because, you know, you're not going to sit there and pay attention to every song that's played on a fucking jukebox all the time.
No, it's like the same thing that deals they have to strike with like direct.
I mean, now it's
and
easier
NFL
with
packages.
digital stuff, but it used to not be. You know, you couldn't, you know, keep track of that shit. But yeah, so technically, yeah, it's a shitty situation for the artists, and they don't get paid nearly as much as you'd think in a lot of things. And I mean, I've known that for years, is that all the money for an artist is in the live stuff. They don't make shit off the albums.
But
That's
no,
why.
you're telling me
That's
that
why
they're
the
actually
new way
making
is
more
so
from the
much better.
cuts on like the copyright claims on YouTube.
Yes. And this is where like people like Billie Eilish and other artists have come in, you know, to their own through YouTube and shit like that, because they haven't had to deal with the music industry.
Yeah, precisely. Look at Tom McDonald.
Oh yeah,
No, I mean,
another great
it all
example, yeah.
depends on who owns
I mean, that dude
the
blew the frig out.
copyright and the intellectual property. I mean, but
Well, there's
yeah,
that aspect, but that's the thing is when you go in, and we've talked a little bit about this in other streams, but like, you know, when you sign a deal with most of these companies, they own your masters.
Oh yeah.
You want to hear
Certainly.
something cool? I got a good story.
That's been the case since the 50s.
My second guitar teacher was Joe Beck, and he was a jazz musician, right? He played with Miles Davis and Frank Sinatra and all these greats, right? But remember that Burger King commercial where they used double vision?
Yeah.
Now, Joe had already had, you know, $1 million or $2 million saved up because of the something he was putting money to over the years for musicians. But when they used that song, they thought they were in the clear because the guy from the lead singer from the band apparently was dead. But Joe co-wrote that song. So he made a lot of money off of that, and he bought a cow farm. He bought a dairy farm.
And that's another thing that'll happen sometimes, Jesse. It's funny you brought that up because it reminds me, like, what you'll have sometimes is somebody will write a song, and then like some producer or something like that will attach their name to it.
Mm-hmm.
Not even ever doing anything, but they'll just attach their name to it.
That's rough.
And it really, what it does is it prevents the original artist from being able to do a lot of shit with that said song, or being able to, you know, claim any ownership over it. Because there is certain laws in effect where now, like, you know, artists can get out of old contracts that are, you know, unnecessarily unfair, you know, because it happens. You get young in a business and you make a fucking deal that's the stupidest fucking deal you've ever made in your life. You know, ask Billy Joel how that works out. You can't even use your fucking name.
Do you remember what
waiting to
Michael
happen.
Jackson did to Paul McCartney?
Oh, that's some cold shit though. But that was like some gangsta shit.
Cold-blooded.
Mike pulled some gangsta ass shit on Paul. But see, that's the thing. Mike, as like timid as his ass was, that motherfucker was competitive as hell.
Because if anybody doesn't know,
That
Paul
came from
McCartney
his
told him
daddy.
he should buy up the rights to his songs. So one day Michael Jackson comes up to Paul and he goes, "I took your advice. I bought your songs, Paul."
Yep.
Yes, you did.
And Paul
He's
was
like,
under the
"What?"
impression. Okay, and here's the thing: Paul was under the impression that Mike was going to cut him a good deal on him, because that was the whole thing. Was nope. Now Sony owns a bunch of it because of Michael's misfortunes, but yeah.
Well, it's the way the estate was handled, yeah.
Yeah. Well,
that-
he ended
who
up
got all
selling
the
a bunch of
animals?
it off back in the day because of his debts. Because Sony, that goes right into what we were just talking about. Actually, a lot of times where these artists will get their big paydays up front, and then they don't realize is that big payday up front is them owing the record company. And sometimes that bill can be outstanding for a long fucking time because it's a huge
That's why
bill.
all these rappers go under so fast, because they don't realize that one day the record company says, "Hey, get out of our mansion."
Yeah, it's really because they'll get like $1 million advance. Well, if your record don't sell, guess what? You're
know
in
what?
debt to the record company now.
When Guns N' Roses was signed by Geffen, they already had Uzi Suicide as their own separate company for solicitation purposes, like most bands will do. But I think they got I think they only got like something stupid like a $600 advance or something. It was something really small for an advance, but Slash spent it on 2 big ass snakes, and one of them got lost in the original Guns N' Roses like squat house. So who
Why am I not surprised? That's why him and Michael bonded, because they love animals, or loved animals, because Michael's no longer with us. But yes,
yeah, a lot of people forget that Slash did the guitar in black and white, or black or white, or whatever.
Yeah, he also did it in "Give In to Me" as well.
Oh, did he?
Great fucking tune. Oh yeah, he's even in the video for that one. That's a lesser known Michael song. I actually like it. I think if you've heard, the song I'm talking about, right, Jess?
I don't believe so.
You just check it out. You probably like the lick in that. It's pretty good. Yeah, Mecca J, you're right. Same with Prince and Warner Brothers. That's why he changed his name.
Yeah.
So he could renegotiate his contracts.
Yeah, everybody thought he was going mental. He was
known
like
as Prince.
Yeah, everybody thought he had a mental break or something. He was like,
no,
I'm a
motherfucker,
businessman.
I don't own my
bitch."
masters, you sons of bitches.
But the
You
thing with
remember we
Prince
went
was
on,
every album he was different. He always reinvented himself. So it was just another album.
Yeah.
Prince.
You
is
remember
a
right
nom-
after that happened, he went on. I think at that point it was the Jay Leno show, the Tonight Show, and he went on. It wasn't long after that shift, and that was like the first time he went on as the artist formerly known as Prince, and he kind of let loose on. I think it was Leno's show, might have been Letterman, but I remember that as a kid watching that. I was probably 12, 13, 14 years old.
Yeah. Corleone Rogue, if I'm saying that right. Corleone Rogue. I always fuck that one up. Given to Me is similar to Dirty Diana. I would say in tone, but definitely not in melody or style or beat or any of that. Because Dirty Diana is a much more up tempo song, and they got a much different sound to them. But very similar in the sense that they're that kind of song. Yeah. Showing the darker edge of Michael.
Definitely rest in peace, because we used to have better musicians.
Oh fuck yeah, Prince, Michael, Bowie. I mean, they were like that Rushmore of our generation, and we lost them. I mean, Bowie. What's strange is Bowie and Michael both cross generational. You know? What I mean?
God, yeah.
So
see, when I was younger, I wasn't into Prince because I like harder music. But it's like as I got older, I saw what a genius the guy was. Same thing with Bowie. I mean, he's softer.
Well, he
everything he does is
how many
right
fucking times. Bowie was the king of reinventing himself.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he was a child of the 60s. He came into his own in the 70s, and then he completely reinvigorated and invented himself in the 80s, and then he did it again in the 90s.
Mm-hmm. And his 50th birthday party was off the fucking
Well, then
hook.
you could even technically say he kind of reinvented himself right before his death again too, because it was like, I mean, the motherfucker knew what he was just a way ahead of everybody in the game of what was going on.
That's because he could crap out a fucking hit song like it wasn't nothing.
Oh yeah, him and Prince and Michael all were the same that way. Like
another guy like that was John Fogerty. In like 3 years, he wrote like 30 top 10 hits or something.
Well, Fogerty is like the king of give me 3 chords and I'll write you a fucking masterpiece, motherfucker. Like, and the best story I've ever heard, and I'm sure you guys have heard this story, but it's a great one, where Fogerty had to, in court, basically he got sued for
it was to run through the jungle
himself.
Yeah,
and
it was
right back to the part where we're talking about a producer attaching their name to a song they literally had nothing to fucking do with. Because a producer owned the rights to the CCR music, he sued John Fogerty for a song that John wrote that was an homage to the CCR songs, and he fucking sued him. And then basically in court, John had to basically show how it was different than the original song, and the whole thing was just like a fucking.
Wasn't there another lawsuit where they said that Run Through the Jungle was the basis for I Want a New Drug or something?
No, you're thinking of Ghostbusters.
No, the Ghostbusters thing is definitely there, but there's another lawsuit.
Oh, you're thinking of I know what you're thinking of.
John
no, I think it was a little earlier than that. It was Heard It Through the Grapevine. I think Gladys Knight and the Pips sued CCR.
Really?
Yeah, because Run Through the Jungle and Heard It Through the Grapevine have almost the same bass line.
Yeah, they do.
I think CCR managed to win on that, if I'm not mistaken. If I'm wrong, somebody correct me in the chat. But
well, a bass line is a bass line.
Yeah, it was because the doom, 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 doom. It's pretty much the same in both songs. Yeah.
Yeah, you can. There's only a handful of notes. You can only arrange them.
They're not Gladys Knight and the Pips. Who was it that wrote Smokey Robinson? Did he write that one?
See the whole deal with the melody. Okay, I don't care how many notes are in your melody, or if it's 1 bar or 4 bars or 8 bars. Right? Any melody could be broken down into 3 elemental notes that are the outline for that melody. It's typically your tonic, which is your first note that you hit. It's going to be the last note that you should hit, and it's also the highest point or lowest point, depending on which direction your melody is going. So if you have a big high point and a big low point, instead of 3 points, you're going to have 4 points in that song, but that will still have the skeletal form of the outline of your melody. So if you have that same skeletal outline of your melody and it matches up to the skeletal outline of another melody in another song, technically you could be sued for that. But music is so subjective that they actually have to have musicologists come in and sit down and listen to the damn songs in court. And then they just make a on-the-fly decision of whether or not those people happen to think that song sounded enough like that song to be suable.
Well, that's the thing.
It's
We've
really
had
fucking
some really
weird.
strange cases in the last few years. I cannot believe have happened the way they have. The Blurred Lines case was a bad one. When they won that case, that really hurt because that means that opened the door for a lot of homage type songs. Then, because they're not really that identical. It's just they have similar esque things about them. I don't know how to kind of explain it, but there's people who've done much better videos than I ever could about this, including people that I know and stuff in the YouTube community. But like, yeah, they've even talked about like comparing that Blurred Lines case to like the one where Led Zeppelin was sued over Stairway to Heaven. Because if you've heard who was it who did the original song I'm thinking of, Argent or something like that? Who was it? I can't remember. Anyway, if you hear the original song, they clearly ripped the motherfucker off. But not only that, Zeppelin has a history. If you listen to their shit and know anything, they've ripped off almost every single fucking thing they ever did.
Okay,
so I mean,
now if you want to talk about rip-off artists, let's talk about Lenny Kravitz. Are you?
Oh yeah,
go
well,
my
don't
way?
even get me started that way. But no, like Zeppelin, like everything they did was borrowed. Like,
dude, the entire song "Are You Gonna Go My Way" is
That's
ripped
what I was
off.
thinking.
It's
Pete,
a Led
we need
Zeppelin
you in
riff.
here, Pete. This
Then
is
it's Free Ride.
First, look at him with the guitar there. If that's you really in real life, Pete, you obviously know more about this shit than I do. Like Jesse usually knows this shit too, but like, yeah.
I was just gonna say, one of the funniest things I ever saw on YouTube, and this is, I mean, I'm not personally a musician. I have been married to a musician for almost 20 years. So one of the funniest things on YouTube, and I'd post it, but I don't think I can post a YouTube link in the chat. I mean, every time
Haven't I made you a mod yet?
No.
Say something in the chat. I'll make you a mod.
All right. Okay.
It's
All
just
right,
ever
so
since StreamYards, I don't have the other thing up, so it's like I never know who's a mod or not anymore.
It is a great YouTube video called "A 4-Chord Song." It's by a group called Axis of Awesome. It's a comedy group. It's a British comedy group. It has almost 70 million views on this video. This is something, it's been around for a while. And
How
this
can
is
I get
something
some of that action?
My wife, yeah, really, no shit. This is something my wife and all of her friends in college, all the musicians, I mean, this is the kind of shit they used to joke about constantly. If you go back and listen to, oh my God, and they only touch, they barely scrape the surface on this video. But if you go back and listen to so many popular songs from the past, 30, maybe 40 years at this point, plus, they're all in the same key using the same 4 chords. And it's these guys. Yeah.
Yep.
These guys
rock
literally
and roll is a lot of G, it's a lot of B flat.
Yeah. But they do a medley of it in this video. It's a live comedy performance, and they do a medley
I've seen the
of
one
it.
you're talking about. Yep.
Yeah, it's fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
So I mean, but it's here we go, Jesse, bring out the guitar. So that's it.
Yeah, okay.
All right,
This
here,
is-
let
this
me,
is
let me
every
get
song
the link.
ever.
I'm gonna drop it
Jesse
in the
knows how to
chat.
play. Well, you know who really kicked a lot of that off is like Buddy Holly with the ADE and stuff and the G. Like he always.
Oh, yeah, it's so easy. Like even the Coca-Cola song.
It's so easy.
Or Free Falling.
Yeah.
Or Knock on Heaven's Door, same chords. It's just all the same shit.
Look, I just posted it, everybody, so there you go.
But it's all C, D, and G. It's like you could. That's why when people just play strumming chords, it drives me fucking crazy. Because I know what you're doing, and you're a douche. I gave my love a chicken that had no bones. It's just, it gives me that, it gives me that fucking Bluto face. Like I just smelled shit.
Oh, man.
I didn't play enough for a copyright claim, did I?
No, just an awkward silence.
Yeah, there you go. Fuck it. Okay.
All right, Script and Tom are dead, so we're taking over the show.
No,
Yes.
I'm not dead. I'm just stretching. I had to message Andre quick.
I think we should make our own
Oh my
movie.
God, Andre, how is it? It's got to be what, 2 a.m. where he is?
Yeah, he won't get it until he wakes up.
God damn it! Yeah, he needs to sleep. He's almost as bad as you.
Well, I
Tom.
got some shit I got to deal with after this, but no, I got to make him. I got to edit him on a video thing. Yeah,
Tom's got a PB and J in his future.
I work all day long, and then I sleep, and then I get up and I work, and then
It's some Waffle House.
How many hours do you sleep when you sleep? Do you ever get 8?
Once in a great while, like I'll take a day where I just like fucking crash out for like 10 hours.
Yeah, because it's like I'll text Tom at the weirdest fucking hours. It doesn't matter when. It just randomly he just texts back, and I'm like, "You guys still up?"
Yeah. I don't usually get a claim for my song, but I get a notice when I'm playing it sometimes on MEAD Radio, which is weird.
You get claimed for your own song?
Well, I mean, I know why I possibly do, but whatever.
Okay.
They
It's a
haven't
mad,
claimed
mad
it anywhere
world.
else. I don't think it's ever been technically claimed. I'd have to look. I get so many claims on those. It's not even funny. I wouldn't know what a vacation is, Stephanie.
I agree with that, Stephanie.
For me to get a vacation, 6 is probably gonna have to come and kidnap me or some shit. Like that's the only way I'm gonna get a vacation.
So at least we know it's cool to abduct Tom. So if anybody's
well,
stalky,
I know she's probably planned it, so that's why I've said her. But like, I don't need just anybody coming and kidnapping me.
You didn't need to tie Tom up, but he appreciates it.
Oh, Stephanie will too. But aren't you married, Steph? Just
it doesn't matter anymore. It's 2021, dog.
Yeah, it is the aughts and all that stuff, or the 20s and whatever it is.
Oh man,
the 20s again. It's the 20s. It's the swinging 20s. Yeah, but she's helping. Well, that's one way of putting it.
We all have our
Wouldn't be the
jobs
first
now.
time.
Go.
Oh shit. Do you think Michael Jackson was killed by Sonny? Oh boy, no.
Oh, God.
That's a wild one.
No, I've heard those rumors. Roaring 20s.
He was
yes,
worth
that's-
way too much more alive.
No, yeah, it was. He was on too many drugs. That's all it was. Same thing with you. Look, these guys were victims of the same thing that a lot of Americans were a victim of at the same time and still are, and it's the opiate crisis, man.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
That's what did them in.
He died because of a sleeping drug. He was.
Well, yeah, but he was on a
like
bunch of
dog.
other shit too, though.
That's why I do not.
Same
touch
thing with
pills.
Prince. Yeah,
I don't care if the doctor gave
what's
me the
the face?
pills.
Heath Ledger and
Heath Ledger with sleeping pills. Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly. Now, let's say you think your sleeping pills are normal. Let's say you have a glass of wine. Suddenly, the sleeping pill isn't so normal anymore, and now you're dead.
Right. Can be.
That's why I just don't touch pills. Plus, there's been so many undercover reports about how you get fake pills in from China. And there was even a case where it was chemo medication, and they took the fakes to the pharmaceutical company, and the guy said, without a chemical analysis, I would never be able to tell our pill from this one. Now, what was in these pills? What the fuck?
That's
Anyway.
a disconnected webcam.
But
It's either sugar
there
or
was
had to reboot. I'm sorry.
There was sheetrock and road paint in these things. I don't trust pills. Big black market for fake shit. The real shit I don't trust either.
I've had very close friends that have had prescription medications for painkillers for various severe back injuries.
Oh, yeah.
Developed serious psychiatric disorders from it.
Yeah, you know why? Because eventually,
and
at first you take it for the pain, right? But eventually you take it because it's 2:00.
Right.
Well, not only that, the one thing that's also critically avoided is that while they give you pills for pain, they don't give you the proper methods for like physiotherapy to get off the pills. So they're just like, you just get to live in pain. It's like, no, that's not good.
Yeah, or you crash yourself off the pills because you know you're the only one who's going to be able to do it because they're not going to stop.
Yeah, I mean, there's been a lot of people to where,
now.
yeah, they go in and have medical procedures done, and they have to be on these medications for a temporary period of time to alleviate the pain from.
Well, it's not just that anti-inflammatory. The pain can put you into shock, and you can have a cardiac arrest. Like, there's a whole lot of reasons why they put you on the drugs. But the thing is, there's some doctors out there that we can read the reports that just don't go beyond that, which is terrible.
Yeah. Yep. Dumb and Dumber. Pills are good.
I like money. Go away, baiting.
Here's an interesting bit of news. Playmates has picked up the Star Trek toy license and will launch with a toy line for Prodigy.
Like Playboy Playmates?
What's Prodigy?
For toys. Prodigy's the new cartoon coming on Nickelodeon. I think they already had a deal with Ninja Turtles, so I'm not surprised with this, but like, because Playmates and Ninja Turtles and Star Trek
going to be in the show?
Prodigy, it's going to have Janeway and a bunch of new people and derelict teens. But this deal covers the entire Star Trek franchise, so interesting.
Okay.
There you go.
Yeah, that sounds about right, Marks. I guess someone got dirt on Playmates CEO.
No, Playmates was built on Ninja Turtles and Star Trek line, man. I mean, I'm not surprised, and I'm sure you're not going to see a whole lot of other newer stuff, I bet. They're going with the Nickelodeon series. It's a Nickelodeon series. It's actually got a platform. It's on a fucking network.
Yeah, but are they going to have creative control like they did kind of with the 2012 Turtles show, where it might be a little decent?
Well, that was just the people behind the show that was lucky enough, because otherwise Paramount and Nickelodeon, all those companies that I know of, don't know what the fuck they're doing half the time anymore, especially with a lot of these franchises.
They lost a lot of good people in that split initially.
Yeah, it's a mess up there. But
see, that's where Star Trek, it's easier to talk about because it could always redeem itself with a new show.
Well, once you get rid of Bad Robot and Secret Hideout, like Bad Robot, I think they got an extra year out of their contract because of the pandemic, which is unfortunate for the rest of us if they manage to get this supposed Star Trek movie off the ground, which I don't buy for a second.
I'm surprised they're moving forward with it, quite frankly.
No, they're doing it right now. I know exactly why they're doing this. They're announcing it right now because motherfuckers nominated for a bunch of Emmys. This is the same thing with the Tarantino deal and all the other ones.
Trying to get financing, yeah.
They're trying to get fucking financing. That's what it is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And if they're really lucky, a lot of people that they would normally get financing for probably can't afford a Star Trek film because of the pandemic. So hopefully that will win out for the rest of the world. Bad Robot will then be divorced from the company with regards to Star Trek. Secret Hideout has this last year to them, technically, with their last hurrahs. And then hopefully, new contracts can be forged up, new co-production companies can come in, and maybe 2025 we get a Star Trek show that's actually successful.
Could be.
We can hope.
We can hope.
All right. So the Emmys are being bought and that's what we started the show with. Like, that's why the title is Nobody Cares. They're the woke Emmys this year. Who gives a shit? They're not earned. Not that they ever really were.
That was my
just
point.
shine up your
about-
statue like you're polishing a turd.
Yeah, but that's my point, at least, and I give the Emmys credit for this. They at least have more business acumen, apparently, than does the Academy of Motion Pictures. Because the Emmys are actually trying to put in hyper-popular fan favorite shows into the top categories to get people to watch. They're putting in Mando. They're putting in Cobra Kai. You don't see that very often with the Oscars. When you look at most of the Oscars top slates, and the vast majority of the movie-going public in this country look at the nominees and go, what? So this is, and again, just, I'm not expecting Mando and Cobra Kai to walk home with, the top honors. I really don't. But they're at least putting them in there. They realize that they need to get more eyeballs watching this. They've got to sell advertising because that's the key thing for these guys. So the Oscars has not figured that out. They keep going further and further down the toilet hole.
I remember when the Oscars used to be like the Super Bowl for movies.
Oh, I used to watch it every year with my father.
Yeah, it was like a party and shit.
Yeah, my father died when I was 16. That was 1996. I probably didn't watch the Oscars. The last time I think I actually watched the Oscars was when Return of the King won.
Wow.
That was it. 2003.
That's a long time ago, yeah.
Yeah, because, since then I haven't given a shit. So, but.
I've watched it a few times since then, but I think I've missed the last 2 years maybe. At least, if not more, randomly. It just hasn't been, they haven't. We could get into that. That's a whole nother discussion. We've had many times.
The after parties are way better anyways.
Yeah. But I really just don't give a shit about the Emmys. It's not that I don't think they're, part of the entertainment industry. They are. They're part of the entertainment news. But really, they're less genuine than they ever were before now. It's like it's virtue signaling the award show. Let's be real.
Yeah.
When you even got 98-second cameos getting nominated. Come the fuck on. Come the fuck on.
They got nothing else to do, Tom. They got nothing else to do. They're doing it for the marketing, and that's a large. Again, that's why I say with Cobra Kai and Mando, it's about the marketing for them. Like some of the subcategories, like best visual effects, best sound editing, best new technological advancement, blah blah blah. That's fine. That's genuinely there for Mando, but I think a lot of the times they take some of these shows, especially nowadays, shows that Hollywood tends to, let's be frank, they kind of poo-poo on, like they're not up to the Hollywood snuff. They're going to throw them in there, at least from the Emmy standpoint, just to get some more extra eyeballs on the award show to sell more ads. It's business.
Yeah. I don't know. Every time I go to end the stream here or think about wrapping it up, you guys stick around. Thank you. Just wanted to say that. It's awesome. It's like we had all that problem earlier and most of you came back. Yep. In the end, we only lost a few people really, so not a big deal. It happens. And I know other streams are going on right now. So considering there's over 200 of you guys here, thank you. I just wanted to say that real quick. If you enjoy what you're listening to, hit that like button. We appreciate that as well. If you don't, hit that downvote button. That's fine by me.
Definitely.
But the thumbs up button, get you a tickle pickle. Or a pickle
and on a YouTube note, I want to thank everybody for subbing tonight. I looking a little while ago, I picked up 20 subs from the stream tonight.
Wow.
And 16 of them have already disappeared. So
that's YouTube for you.
That is YouTube. My last interaction with YouTube, they say that, they'll retract them until they review that they're real, which I understand, in streams like this, sometimes they have stuff that happens like with Ords destroy his channel, poor guy. And, so that's what they do. But I just, thanks everybody.
Yeah. And no, House Atreides, I think 6 is just fine the way she is. Just let it be. She's the right kind of wrong for this stream, as far as I'm concerned. We like to get, we're angels with dirty faces here. Sorry. Yeah, We sing like angels, but we're like angels with the voice of a horny angel. That's right.
The buffering is back. Yes, it is.
Of course it is. And Tyrell and those are just pointing it out. Sorry, Six. I didn't mean to embarrass you. Just picking on you. Well, we'll probably wrap it up here soon anyway. You guys have been amazing tonight. Jesse and Script and Valiant as well. Thank you for being here. Mike, hopefully you get your mic soon. He's still with us. Look at that. The Iron Man is still hanging in there. Look at that.
Mike, I'm going to call you in a bit and find out what you bought because you didn't ask me first.
Oh, you're in trouble. Daddy Valiant's coming after you.
That's right.
You know what? I bought a leaf blower.
Awesome. Come clean off my porch.
Toys are fun.
My landlord is nice enough to mow the lawn, but he never cleans it up.
I got a power
sing the
washer,
Hobbit
too.
song. You mean
Up.
the greatest adventure is what lies ahead? That one? Or which Hobbit song are you talking about?
I don't know. Lemmy Winks.
Chip the glasses, crack the plates. That's what Bilbo Baggins hates.
Yep.
Yeah, you're in trouble, Mexican Iron Man.
I saw that.
Six says, I was amazing last night. Well, thank you. I don't know when, but a leaf blower? Okay, Grandpa. No, that's some cool shit. You can do a lot of cool shit with leaf blowers.
Yeah, I just picked up a power washer, a leaf blower, and a seed spreader.
See, like that got me hard just now when he said that.
Oh, my.
That's, yeah.
The greatest adventure is what lies ahead. Lemmy Winks.
Lemmy Winks.
Hey, Kermit, have you ever met Richard Gere? Because you might want to run.
Oh, it's only hamsters you got to be worried about.
Richard Gere.
Do you think what about Fozzie?
Jesse's been obsessed with this since I told him, or I think it was I that told you the first time.
Oh, I heard this a long time ago.
Okay, I was going to say, I think you knew about it, but yeah. But you've been obsessed with it since I brought it up, I should say.
You know, the night y'all last talked about
funny
that.
as shit.
Well, that's why I bring it up from time to time.
The South Park episode with the Snook came on right after y'all talked about that last time.
Really?
Yeah, the Snook. Y'all know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah, the nuke inside of Hillary Clinton's vagina.
Yeah. Somebody snuck a Snook up her sniz.
I have seen and love every South Park episode, even the worst of them. I have them all.
Yes.
I make sure that they can't take them away from me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You know, you're right, Pete. That is true. Sounds like the Great Escape. Does so much. Daniel Hall. Leaf blower plus fire equals forge.
I got a metal furnace too. I've been making aluminum ingots out of all the scrap shit.
Now that gets me. Now wait a minute. Yeah, now we're talking. Now, could you plug a hose into that somehow?
Yeah, that's how it works.
See, men get inventive.
You plug a hose into the front of it, and then it goes through like a compressor.
Yeah,
and then it fires out through. It's got 4 heads on it that you could interchange or different colors, and they're like wider, widest.
Water.
Yeah, and you could also put a thing between the nozzle and the handle because it looks like a Ghostbusters, like the gun part. Right. So, yeah, it's fun as fuck, dude, because you just spray anything with it and it changes back to its original color.
I want a flamethrower.
I can make you one. I know how to do that.
I could probably.
Heck, you could just use it with the power washer. Just hook it up to a tub of gasoline.
Yeah.
Oh, God. That sounds nice and dangerous, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. Get some distance on that thing.
There you go.
Oh, shit.
Probably have to make a new tip for it, though, so it doesn't melt.
If you keep the fire part at least 6 inches away from it, you should be okay.
Duct tape, a grill lighter, and a rubber band. I got you.
Yeah, exactly. That's how you do it. That's a makeshift flamethrower.
Yep. Now you mount in the apocalypse, of course. Zombie apocalypse only. You take a school bus and you drill holes right below the headlights, and then you place these so that you have flamethrowers coming out the front of the bus. Then on the sides of the bus, down by the floor, you want to cut out slits so that you could mount chainsaws in there on sliders, on tracks, right? So you could just turn on the chainsaw and slide it back and forth like this in the track, and you could free yourself from a horde.
Well, that's why I would go with the coach bus, because they've got the undercarriage storage. So those like little panels that slide up, that's where you can actually have some chainsaw stuff sticking out once the gears rise up.
Hell, if you want to line those with some good metal, like a blast cage, you could actually turn it into a claymore on the side.
Oh yeah.
Just like at the fire department, when you load up the tanks, you have to put down the blast shields and shit in case the tanks blew up. You could just line it with some fucking 1/4 inch or 1/2 inch metal or something.
Actually, technically, aluminum siding would do the job.
You think so?
Yeah, just get 3 layers of it, each back to back, and then throw it up there. That'll do. It's cheap, quick, and a lot easier to replace and a lot lighter.
True that.
Yeah. And to
you might
leave
have to keep
on,
replacing it though.
We got a funny tweet from William Shatner here. Someone asked, "Oh my God, watching you on Chart Week right now. Honestly, is there anything you can't do?" And he says, "Save Star Wars."
Oh,
ouch!
That's from just like 2 hours, not even 2 hours. Yeah, about 2 hours ago.
Make sure you like that.
I did, Henry.
Damn,
savage. Yeah, Savage Shatner.
You know what? When you're 90 years old and you just don't give a fuck anymore.
Yeah, he's like, I'm Captain
Shatner.
Kirk. I'm Captain Kirk, bitch.
Damn right. Because Picard is now dead. He's done.
He's like, I'm
That
90 and my
character's
wife is
gone.
hotter than yours.
Yeah.
He's like,
Yeah.
what the fuck?
There is no
He's
debate
recently
Picard
divorced.
versus Kirk anymore.
Really? Why is he looking for a new model? Quite
I don't know.
literally, probably a new model from like, I don't know where.
No, his ex-wife, who is the equestrian of his life, they just had a parting of ways, and I think he's called her a little crazy. And I'm like, wow, that's a boss thing to do.
Yeah, well, I mean, that is a love of his, obviously, is his horses. So if they shared that was probably, the main piece of maybe it was.
Yeah, he
the
should have
main
said
piece of
new
relationship.
director, right? Six and Goddess. No, you're not the only ladies. We have Lindsay. I know that for a fact. And I'm sure there's at least 1 or 2 of y'all hiding out there in the chat because y'all think script.
Ladies in the
doctor
chat,
is-
Stephanie's here.
Stephanie was here, but she had to leave.
Okay.
But everybody thinks script doctor's hot. He's got that 6-pack.
Oh yeah.
See, there's Lindsay.
Young, tan, buff. This is definitely my body.
I'm just pale. No matter how much I go outside, I just cannot retain any color outside of what I got here.
No, guys, what you see on screen, that's actually what script looked like. I mean, there's nothing. There's glasses, hair, and a mound for a face. There's nothing else. There's
no nose, no
nothing.
mouth. It's
Hey, as long as we don't have many new things to talk about, can I bring up Doom Patrol? Because I've been watching that and rather enjoying
Sure, we
it.
still got almost 200 people watching, even though we lost a few when I said,
saw the
"Oh,
first
that's it.
season.
Let's wrap it up." I always do that.
Yeah, I'm only in the first season. I didn't get to the second season yet, but I was surprised because the very first line from the narrator, who turns out to be Mr. Nobody, who is actually a friend of mine.
Alan Tudyk?
Whatever. Yeah, but like I didn't like right from the first line. I thought I was gonna hate it. Then I watched it and I was like, I actually like this show. Then I watched a whole bunch of it. And I like Brendan Fraser, and the goth chick is funny. I mean, once in a while she'll come out with a couple of woke lines.
Season 2 has
what
a
she
huge woke
She said,
thing to it.
she said toxic masculinity. That's what she said.
This is
And
wait.
he's
you
just
said-
like,
is
what the fuck?
this is a new show. Something new with.
It's got 2
came
seasons.
out
I
on
don't know if
DC
they canceled it or not.
No, I think they got a third. So Doom Patrol came out on the DC Universe streaming service before it got absorbed into HBO Max.
Okay.
And it was a pretty solid thing. It definitely reflected the craziness and kookiness of the original comics. Their second season, I think, dropped a year and a half ago. I watched the first few episodes of it, but I got really not hooked in because they have this living street that people kind of run away to and stuff. It's very flamboyant, and they throw in some musical numbers.
Oh, the drag queen thing?
There's that as well, yeah.
Yeah, see, but in that story, I don't see that as a woke thing so much because the main character, that's the army guy or the Air Force guy, he was gay. So they need to have
part I
that
didn't
to
find.
explore his character a little more.
No, like I had no problem with that. It was just when they brought in Timothy Dalton's daughter. And like she was just a very repulsive character. I just did not.
Wait, which one is the daughter?
She's this ape-looking chick. She's introduced in season 2. You haven't seen her yet.
I haven't seen her yet then.
She's played by a 25-year-old woman who has like a kidney issue, so she looks like a 12-year-old still. Okay. And then they threw in basically Planet of the Apes makeup on her.
Weird. The only thing that I really didn't like about that show was that same character, the Air Force guy. I don't remember his name. But
the Negative Man, yeah, he's in the Bandages, right?
Yes, Negative Man.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Negative Man obviously was gay. As long as the way they're portraying him in this story, at least, he had a wife and kids, 2 sons, but he was obviously gay. Just so you could tell from the way he interacted with his boyfriend and with the wife, right? So fine, whatever. But the thing I really fucking hated was that he didn't give 2 shits about his kids. It felt like because. They're not even brought up. Like, they don't even matter to the story. And that pissed me off because that's very fucking important to a man's life. That was the thing he was worried about losing. And he kept talking about worrying about losing his family. But then once that happens, he's just like, me. That's the only weak point I really see. But Brendan Fraser's character, I really enjoy.
I'd watch it just to see Brendan Fraser again.
Well, you just hear his voice. He's not in the suit. He's
human sometimes with flashbacks.
They do some
dream
flashbacks,
sequences, but I like how they're honest about it. It's like they didn't make him get all ripped and shit. Like he's got like a beer belly and shit.
Yeah, he's really out of shape in the show, and he's not too out of shape in real life. But they beef him up a little bit in the show. Yeah.
Don't you hate it when you go into a job and they're like, yeah, you need to eat nachos for 3 months?
They don't usually do that. They just put some silicone around him or padding.
That's not fun.
Yeah. No, it's not.
But yeah, like the whole thing with him and his wife, and then I don't want to spoil anything if anybody hasn't seen it, but it's very, very well done with the accident that led to him becoming who he was. Because I don't know how much I should say because I don't want to spoil it for anyone.
Well, I mean, it's been out for a couple of years. The 3rd season, I think, debuts later this year or next year.
All right, so just go for it.
Let's see what they say in the chat. What do you guys say out there? Should Jesse spoil the 1st season of Doom Patrol?
Yes. Because it's hard to talk about it without giving details. It really is.
I don't know. I've never seen it. It'll probably be forever before I get to watch it.
But do you already own it on DVD? That's the question.
No, I don't. But isn't it on like Amazon anyway?
No, it's on HBO Max.
Yes.
One of those, yeah.
But anyway, they kind of flipped it. I mean, it was a little bit expected, but it was unexpected too. But they kept like, they took a piece by piece, which I enjoyed. Put it that way. Indeed.
Yippers.
No, it's a very interesting show.
Yeah, it is, because it feels like a DC X-Men, except it's a lot more realistic, even though it's so far out there.
At points, but they have a way better Cyborg.
Yeah. Cyborg in that's actually decent.
Yeah.
And his father is a fucking prick.
Yeah.
He is excellent at playing an untrustworthy man.
Yeah, Silas Stone, they made him real bad, yeah.
It's like when there's a point in the show where Cyborg hugs his father, and the surprise on his face just says it all. Like, terrible fucking father.
Yep.
You shouldn't be surprised if one of your kids wants to give you a hug.
Well, I mean, if he knows how bad he is, and then his kid does give him a hug, it's like, what? I have clearly raised you wrong. You're still hugging me after all the horrible things I've done.
Yeah, right? That's how it felt. Like he thought it was a weak move. Of course, he was pimping his ass, but whatever.
All right. Well, I think we're going to end it. Oh, we got Umbrella Guy in the chat. How you doing, buddy?
Hey, Tug. What's up,
I don't know
brother?
if he said anything or just sent a $2 chat and Google deleted it. It's hard to say. How you been, Tug? It's been a while. Well, I definitely want to have you on again, man.
What's Rory
He's a very,
talking
very
about
cool
here?
guy.
Oh, absolutely.
Very cool guy. Yeah,
What was
we,
that,
we talked
Jeff?
a little bit a couple of nights ago. Actually, Tug and I had never really had a chance to chat before. and he wound up doing a live stream that just by happenstance, I've never caught one of Tug's live streams. And he's just such a fun guy, down to earth, great dude.
Oh, I could listen to him talk forever, dude.
Oh yeah, I mean, he and I had a great little chat, kind of offline on the DMs, and just a cool cat. Man, I love the guy.
Yeah, I haven't hung out with him in a little while. It's been a little bit. I think, well, a couple Saturdays ago, I think we hung out, wasn't it? But yeah, it was the first time in a while too. But yeah, it's been a bit. I got your book in the mail like 2-3 weeks ago. That was cool. Yeah. So other than that, I'd invite you in. I don't know if you're busy or not. I mean, if you want to hop in, I'm not doing anything.
We're just chilling.
We're just about to end the show,
Tug.
actually. But
Tug, I just did an interview last night, 2 nights ago, that's going to be coming out soon with your buddy Peter Gilmore for his new book with Mandy Summers. So we were talking about you a little bit. So he loves you to death.
Pete won't do the art for the Mandy Sutra.
I know. Did you see the clip I put up on Twitter?
No, I don't think I did.
I tagged you in it last night during Toxic Femmes.
I might have then. If I didn't, like it though, I might not have seen it.
So when y'all started talking last night on Toxic Femmes about the Mandy Sutra, and Mandy was talking about, I'm trying to get Peter to do this, and Peter won't do it, and blah blah blah. I tagged you because I'd put this video up earlier that day. It was from the interview that I did with Peter and Mandy just a couple of hours before that, or actually on Sunday, I guess the day before. Mandy starts spinning around in her chair. She starts flipping around in the chair on StreamYard. And Peter and I are just sitting there like, and we were joking. It's like living with a fucking 9-year-old with Mandy, which Mandy agrees with.
Oh, I think I found
it. And then at the end of Mandy spinning around, Peter takes this giant tug on a bottle of Fireball. Just play it. It's fucking priceless.
I was going to say, I'll just play it here. I got it now.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, sorry guys. I enjoy when everybody tags me and stuff. Don't stop. Sometimes I just don't see everything.
No, I didn't think you would during Toxic Femmes. I just took a shot.
Either if it's during a show or when like I'm sleeping or away for like 5 minutes, then like, I miss a ton of shit.
Gotta build up speed. Oh my god.
She is such a kid. I love it.
And she don't smoke?
Oh yeah, she totally smokes.
Okay.
Well,
I'm only a little dizzy.
Wait.
Only a little dizzy.
Watch Peter. And welcome to the show today on Valiant Renegade, as Mandy Summers is going to fall her ass out of the chair. All right.
Yep.
That is going to open the video. That's going to open the video, I bet.
I'm driving to drinking again. This happens often. This happens.
That's it.
Thank you for sharing that with me. Again, I enjoy it, guys. Sometimes it gets difficult to like see everything all the time, but
like I said, I knew it was right in the middle of the Toxic Femme show last night. I'm like, I'm gonna tag Tom in it. I don't know if he'll actually see this, but fuck it. I'll just give it a shot. Because when Mandy was talking about that last night, I think I tagged you. I was like, Tom, play this right now if you see this, because it fit right in. But anyway, so yeah.
No, that's awesome, dude. During like Toxic Femme and Friday Night Tights are the 2 worst times to try and keep up with tweets because they just come flying.
Yeah.
And like I said, if I'm away from social media for any amount of time, I come back to a lot of tags and messages, and I try to get as much as I can. So, and I can't imagine what it's like for guys like Gary and shit. Holy shit!
The dirty old man chimes in.
Deranged lunatic, aka the dirty old man, says, "I bet Mandy has no problem with any Peter."
And just so everybody knows, that'll be a video coming up in the next few weeks. The plan is that was a discussion about Mandy's and Peter's new book coming out, Jack the Ripper Vampire Hunter. We're going to release that video on the day that it drops. Should be in the next 2 to 3 weeks.
Does he still kill hookers?
It is a really, really cool, clever what if historical revisionist kind of thing.
So the vampires were killing the hookers? Probably. That sounds cool. So now you got Van Helsing painted as the villain.
Jack
that's
the
actually
Ripper
interesting.
I'll just say Jack the Ripper is hunting the vampires. So
just like
it is a
Lincoln
really
did.
cool. I would encourage go. I mean, the art that Peter has done for this book is just stunning. It is fucking stunning. It is some of the most beautiful line art, some of the most beautiful comic book art I've seen in 20 years since I was a kid. 25 years buying comic books back in the 80s and 90s. It's gorgeous. So,
now, is it
yeah.
suggestive violence, or is it just like full on? He shows you everything.
It's pretty graphic. You can go find him, and I'm not trying to plug it on here, but I mean, you can go to Indiegogo, you can go to Stuntman Comics and find Mandy Summers and Peter's work on there, and all the information about Jack the Ripper, Vampire Hunter coming up.
Interesting.
On stuntmancomics.com. Yeah.
Indeed. Don't you love that? Awkward silences.
Well, we weren't talking about anything else. I'm like, well, I guess I'll just go ahead and plug Mandy and Peter's shit while I'm, yeah.
You said plug Mandy.
Yeah, he did. That's like when people stop for a second. They say,
I will say this. I
fuck
will say
fucking.
this as a teaser to everybody out there. We had what Peter and I called some Mandy moments on there. Shit that will not make that video that I will save for a later video for the outtakes with some seriously funny-ass Mandy stories. Like, you don't understand. Like, by the time Peter was sucking down that Fireball whiskey bottle, that was after like 3 or 4 Mandy stories. Dude, that'll come out in another video later. It's fucking hilarious. It's just, yeah. We call them Mandy moments. So,
Mandy's funny. Oh, and with that, I think we're gonna bring this stream to a close. Oh my god, 2 hours and 45 minutes. Holy shit. Brian Barr says that I thought this already had been news, but I guess it's not going forward. Oh,
really? Wow.
Well, they do have another project in the works right now with Michael Cameron Mitchell, whatever his name is, the guy who played Hedwig, and a couple other things that's supposed to be happening too. So I don't know. That's maybe that's the one they're going to go with. I don't know who has rights to what, because he's still in jail, isn't he?
I think so. Yeah.
Look, I think that would have been a bang out popular ass series. That thing would have made bank.
There might be just another follow-up documentary that they don't want to, I guess, have the real show impede its development and release.
That's true.
Could be.
And 6 has to pee. So with that,
6, there's Gatorade bottles for that.
That's true.
But y'all don't say that.